made a terrible mistake. He made a terrible mistake. He made a terrible mistake. He made a terrible mistake for himself, his legacy, and for the country. He had said that he would not run again. And, you know, counterfactual narratives are always a bit tricky. But I believe if he had kept to that plan and said in, say, the late summer of 23 that he wasn't going to run, that he was going to pass, you know, the torch to the next generation, we would have had a real contest. And very sadly, I believe whoever emerged from that contest, whether it was the vice president or a governor or a senator or anybody else, would have beaten Donald Trump. So I think it was a terrible miscalculation on the part of President Biden. But once he didn't move and did not, you know, admit that he had said he was going to step aside and then decided not to, and held on for as long as he did, we were in a terrible dilemma.
Yeah, I find that clip fascinating because, like,
she's kind of right. I hate when she's right.
A couple years ago, if you had said, and this happened during the 2024 like kind of time period.
How dare you?
You said that Biden had said that he only wanted to run for one term, which he did.
Yes,
he did say
it can be transitional.
But
yeah.
he did it in the classic politician way, where you slip to the media. You're like, oh, the media reports like, oh, people like sources close to Biden, but it was definitely him. And it's kind of fascinating because for a while, if you had said that, there would be a bunch of like liberal commentators that would call you a liar, because that happened to me. I said he only wanted to run. He said he would only run for one term, and I got called a liar by like,
same.
But yeah, it's the Absurdity Space. We were off
News Day Tuesday, more like Q&A Tuesday.
Yeah. So I didn't really plan that much stuff because I wanted people to ask us questions, because this is usually where we do movie night extravaganza, and we moved it to tomorrow. So
for this week, so it's going to be interesting. I was telling on my show about the puppy mill situation.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. And she said everything was great. She's gonna keep us wherever they go down to Florida or whatever, farmhouse, whatever, for like, you know, the week to, clean up dog shit. And
what happens if
mama's around?
What happens if she catches you saying something about her, like the fact that she has a puppy mill on stream? Like, do you think?
No, nothing. People have called on her in the past, and nothing happens. She just gets a slap on the wrist, because I mean, they're not being abused or any.
Yeah, I don't think it's not technically illegal to have a puppy mill. It's just bad.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure that you're actually like breeding them properly, taking care of them, and also not torturing them or anything like that. Yeah. But she's funny. She's like very much pro-Trump gal. She would marry She would marry Trump and leave her younger husband, and she's like 80.
I thought you were going to say that she would let Trump marry her younger daughter. I thought that's where you're going with that.
She only has one kid, but it's funny because my mom told my MAGA chud uncle, who's like mentally still stuck in like 2010 level conservatives like humor, like he has like a poster of Hillary Clinton with like a target on her face. Like, that's how insane he is. 2010 broke him. He used to be a liberal.
Like, I don't know. I'd get that poster.
Yeah. But like other stuff, like he loves Charles. What was it? What was that guy that Charles? What's his face from Fox News or whatever?
Charles Krautheimer.
Oh my God, he was like, I won't listen to him and Rush Limbaugh. Like,
his name sounds like a slur.
Yeah, it does. But like my mom's like, oh, Carl, guess what? Your niece is helping Mom Donnie out. And then he went like from like 0 to 5 billion a second. He's like, that Mom Donnie's a communist jihadist who's destroying New York, and crime's gone up and violence. And my mom's like, you can't just say, oh, cool, I don't like him, but that's fine. I mean, even my uncle like worked for Trump. It's like, okay, cool, but good luck. He can't even do that.
I wonder how does Amish farms puppy breeding? Well, I mean, I guess it's just puppy breeding, but it's like, I don't know. You'd think that there would be some kind of like high tech thing that they're missing out on there or something.
I guess they're not. I guess the puppies are living in an Amish paradise.
Maybe they have like the Amish build that like really cool furniture. like
Mhm.
the Shakers do. Yeah, maybe they have those like.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot on the one
Yeah,
episode. The man
those
Seafried.
the Shakers really did make like really nice cabinets. People still make the cabinets that are like the Shaker cabinets. They sell them for a lot of money, even though there's only 3 Shakers left, and they're all voting for Graham Plattner. I feel like for some reason, Graham Plattner, like adding that to any situation is like really funny. Like someone was someone that I follow was like tweeted there was something like a single person. They're like single person. I didn't even know it was possible to text that many people talking about themselves. And I was like, Graham Plattner 4 months into his marriage.
Yeah. Crazy. And so funny.
But
oh my god, want to trigger people when we're just saying mom. It's literally, I'm surprised my uncle doesn't have like high blood pressure, because the way he talked about politics is like, not in the passionate way, but like in the angrier, like, dude, you're turning like Vinny from Numbers Guy from Patrick Bet-David's show. He turns into like that type of person. And it's like, calm down.
I don't know. It's
he smokes a lot of weed, but it's like, is it helping?
I have enough conservative family members that I was like, I'm not gonna touch the Mom Donnie thing. I'm just not gonna bring it up. I'm just gonna leave the room if it gets brought up.
Well, he always gets started on stuff because he was saying, did you see, all of New York City was on fire, burning, there was all this looting and rioting, and I'm like, that's like 0.0000 like 1% of New York City. There's hundreds of thousands of people there when the Knicks
millions, I'm sure.
Yeah, millions of people were in New York, in New York City, in the vicinity, celebrating, all over, around the boroughs or whatever. So it's like, and even Jon Stewart pointed that out. He's like, most people were like standing and dancing on top of school buses, not setting them on fire. But like Fox News to me is so hypocritical, because it's like, your studio is in New York City and you bitch about the city all the damn time. Be like MS or like CNN or whatever. Like, go to Atlanta or go to Florida. Why can't, do they get like good like tax incentives, in New York City or whatever, for them to just stay there and get bitch and moan about, but a lot of them don't even live in New York City. Like,
I mean, it's the financial capital of the pretty much the world. I mean, like, it's it kind of took the mantle from London. So it's like everyone that bitches about it, it's like, if you're like a CEO or like a corporate, like, if you're involved in like high level, like as a corporate executive, like, I don't think you're going anywhere else. You're plugged in there, like it's a financial, like it's the top financial market. So it's like, it is kind of sick to have like a socialist running the city that has the largest financial like transactional market in the
who's only 2 years older than me. It's so weird. I contacted, I think I told you this too, but like, he was like, I'm like, I know things been busy. I just want to, touch base. He's like, oh yeah, things have been crazy, but in a few days we'll, get back onto like the Twitch stuff. I'm like, yay, I can't wait to help y'all and get to work and whatever. And I'm looking forward to that documentary about Hassan's fans and the girl who is always doing like the longer clips. You see her.
Adri, that girl.
Yeah. And I messaged her. I'm like, were you part of this? She's like, yeah, and it was just me complaining for 10 minutes. And I'm like, I'm like, because she used to hate him because she always thought he was racist and blah, 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 blah. But then, she started looking at the longer clips and stuff. I'm like, that's how it happens. And again, being so close and knowing Dan, I was able to get a lot of insights into Hassan's, behind the scenes at like TYT. Because I know he had that one like earlier Manosphere show that a lot of people were like, oh, look at Hassan being like sexist and misogynistic. And I'm like, he's playing a character.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember what Actor Prop or whatever it's called. Because he was also like Pop Trigger, but like even like
this was way before that. This was
this was like 2014.
He was doing the Agitprop thing in like I think that was like 2018, and then like right before he left TYT. This was like 2011. This is when he was still an intern at TYT.
Yeah, he was just Jenks' awkward nephew, But it was just so funny because like
say what Jenks said, where he was like, he was like, I think it's alright if a guy wants to fuck a horse.
Yeah, that whole because like the journalist was like, oh, since you've been watching him since before he really started to be on camera on TYT, you can clarify a lot of earlier stuff for me. I'm like, yep, I'm here.
I don't know. I feel like I learned who Hassan was in like 2017. I want to say, but even then, like that Manosphere character was like years before that. I was like, he was just out of college or something. Yeah. You can tell he's like still kind
Hello. Welcome in.
He's like still kind of chubby a little bit in the.
Yeah, chubby boy. I mean, he's like, he hasn't really, because he usually posts like his little workout regimens and stuff like that. So, but now he really hasn't done that. I'm like, oh, you're slacking. But he's so busy.
I will say though, I saw a clip the other day when he was like in a hotel room, and I was like, he do be having a tiny head.
Yep. That one photo of him in that suit, his head's so tiny, and I'm like, dude, you're not beating the tiny head allegations. And then of course they make his head smaller and smaller to really emphasize, like, yeah, his head's really tiny, and you could just
I like
if you make it bigger, you're like, oh no.
I like a version where it's like the left, right? Like on one side of the spectrum is the left. It's just making Hassan's head tinier and tinier, and the other side's the right, and it's making Charlie Kirk's face smaller and smaller. And then one day they'll sync up.
Oh my god, that was just, that he found a new rendition of "We Are Charlie Kirk."
There's like a bunch of them.
There's like 500 billion versions. Like there's a USSR version that he was playing like on the one primary night when Adam Hamaway won, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, please stop playing these songs.
The other day there was something that I was I like re-downloaded everything on my phone, because when I went to Italy, I like purged everything from my phone, and I had to finally re-download it because I had a new phone. And there was a weird Charlie Kirk style song. Now I can't remember what it was, but it was like something weird. It was like a weird one.
Yeah, there's a reggae version.
We had Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, and it got the reggae like AI generated image of Charlie Kirk.
I would vote for Donald Trump. The Cuban guys, the Cubans for Trump.
There's like so many different versions of the song, and it's like I can't keep up with them. But for some reason, I'm assuming Hassan's chat will find new versions for him to listen to.
I want to find what I saw the other day. It was like I just randomly because there's so much AI garbage now.
Yeah,
I have it. We Were Charlie Kirk downloaded on my Apple Music though.
Oh god, really, Mitt? Come on. That's crazy.
I want to see. I'm trying to look at my thing right now. We Are Charlie Kirk dubstep.
Oh my god, yeah. There's so many different versions. But I hope to God we probably can't even really play them because YouTube is so strict with copyright and stuff like that.
There's We Are Charlie Kirk too.
Electric Boogaloo.
Dude, you know what's crazy? You know that thing when you definitely saw me tweet this, but you know that thing went viral where it was like Charlie Kirk's younger sister?
Yeah.
His liberal younger sister. She has a liberal younger sister, and Nick Fuentes has a liberal younger sister, and they look similar.
And Tim Pool.
But Tim Pool's sister doesn't look like them. But I know what she looks like. She shouted out Sam Cedar and all. Like she made videos about that.
Yeah, because she used to call, and his dad used to call in all the time. His
dad's weird.
Yeah.
There's like, wait, I want to see if I could. I tweet way too much. I need to stop. But there's
Me too.
There was the picture of Charlie Kirk's sister and then Nick Fuentes' sister. I put them next to each other. They have the same exact glasses, the same exact hair, called like hair dye, the same exact style. It's kind of creepy.
Is that just right-winger dudes having like younger liberal sisters? Is that just like a look for all of them? Like what?
Yeah, I guess they have the same look. At least they don't have blue hair. They should have this
blue-haired liberal. I feel like the blue-haired liberal thing is like so made up because I remember when I watched, and I said this before many times, but like watching Sam Cedar's Jubilee video and looking at the conservatives, they look like how people view leftists. The way they look, their hair, their grooming, facial hair and all that. And it's like, you guys look like the freaks you make AI generated images of thinking that it's a leftist.
That's because those are not like
they're like interns who want to get 15 minutes of fame.
They're models and they're influencers from Instagram that live in LA. So they're not. I don't think that a lot of those people are real conservatives. I think that's why their arguments are so stupid when they do those videos.
Yeah, like the government, paying like what was that one about was that Asian dude, and he was talking about like government taxes or whatever, and I'm like, and someone said like, oh yeah, that guy's just like an intern for Jubilee or whatever, and I'm like,
we are Charlie Kirk.
Oh god,
I've seen footage, I've seen noise, I've seen footage. I love death grips are so fucking good. But Nick Fuentes' sister, I think, is his twin. I think he's his twin sister.
That's embarrassing.
That's crazy.
I always wonder how somebody like Stephen Miller and like Lauren Ingram, like I understand because Lauren Ingram's brother was like, yeah, we grew up with like a Nazi for our dad. But like Nick Fuentes, I'm like, what's going on here? You know, Stephen Miller, obviously. Did you see the name what he named his son?
Hold on. I have it.
Ooh.
So that's Charlie Kirk's sister, right?
Yeah. She has a normal sized face.
And this is Nick Fuentes' sister. They have the same exact look. They both have they have the same glasses.
What?
They have the same like
And they have red lipstick on? Like what the whoa, wait a minute.
Jordan Peterson. No, take that off. Take that off. Take the red lipstick off.
It's too much.
That's why Jordan Peterson, if enough liberal sisters of conservative right-wing grifter kind of people, if enough of them put lipstick on, Jordan Peterson goes back into coma.
Is he still in coma? What's he doing?
I don't know.
Did Elmo kill him? I don't know.
His whole family blocked me, so I don't see them. His daughter blocked me. His wife blocked me.
Wait, he's married?
Jordan Peterson, yeah.
Oh.
His wife's mad ugly.
Of course.
He's like a weirdly like old wife. Like I mean, not weirdly. He has a problem. It's just weird that his wife is the right age for him.
Not like someone like younger and hotter just because, or
I don't know. I just feel like with his commentary, you would think that he would be like married to like a much younger woman, and it's like,
yeah, exactly. Ugh.
I like him my age. I'm not a pedophile.
Oh God, I remember, we were so right about "Don't Worry, Darling."
Yeah, he might be dead. There's somebody else like his Instagram 3 days ago. Happy birthday, Dr. Peterson. Get well soon. Oh, his wife. It's like he's been
trying to get well soon for like a year or two now, right? Like
you're trying to get well soon since like 2020.
Yeah, exactly. And then we haven't really heard, because I remember when "Don't Worry, Darling" came out, and he's like, I thought the marginalized were crying all the time, and I'm like, why do men find your shit attractive? I will never know.
I think a lot of it was for the memes. A lot of stuff is for the memes, and then
Elmo.
It's like a real thing. And then I think stuff starts as a meme, and then people just kind of adopt it, like as a real thing.
Yeah, we see conservatives do that all the time.
But I do think that the Jordan Peterson love started as like kind of a meme, because he's like, he's just so fucking weird.
He seemed somewhat normal until like the drug addiction, and then instead of listening to like real doctors and be like, yo, just put him in rehab because he has to go through like all the withdrawal process and whatever, his daughter's like, no, put him in a medically induced coma, and they're like, he's gonna come out funny. And
I don't know. I read Maps of Meaning from the 90s, and he's talking about how he had a dream about his grandma fucking him. So it's like he had a grandma.
Some psychologists are weird. It's all Freudian. It's that he probably leads with like Freudian.
He does a Jungian psychoanalysis. So he's on the Freud's on one side of that, and then Jung is on the other side of it, which I don't know. A lot of
I'm more of an Eric Erikson guy, the hierarchy, whatever, I'm more about that than like the Freud stuff. I mean, I understand the whole like sex and aggression thing, but I'm like, I don't feel like that's like a the Oedipus complex and Electra complex. I'm like, that's not sexual or whatever. Like he really thought with his dick for most of his theories.
Yeah, but Jung wasn't as much like that. Jung is kind of weird though. It's like he had the whole
Jimmy Dore adopted some of that stuff, and I'm like, what?
He had the whole theory of Wotan, which is that Hitler had like this evil spirit that's the kind of the personification of German nationalism going back centuries that was inside of him. He's like, so basically he believed Hitler was an evil spirit, and it's
oh God.
he was possessed by Wotan. And I don't know. People really liked Jung in like the mid, like I don't know, like around World War II / like the 1950s. People would go to him and they'd have him psychoanalyze people he didn't even meet.
Yeah, it's. I remember, back, cocaine was like Freud's whole like thing. Like, hey, give some cocaine, it'll help you. And I'm like, because I think his daughter was like a child psychologist, like some like of Freud's like relatives, and they got into like psychology as well to kind of tweak his or like do their own.
Well, his nephew was Edward Bernays, who was the guy that was he was the founder of public relations, and pretty much everything that we do, like there's a really good Adam McKay's documentary was about this. There's also a really good
friend of the show.
Yeah, there's like a few really good documentaries about it, but there's like Edward Bernays is like the guy who founded public relations and pretty much used psychology in consumer advertising, and he's like the earliest person behind like a lot of the advertisement stuff. Like he had like a parade thing, and he gave all the women cigarettes, and he's like, all right, we're gonna make this seem organic, and you're gonna walk down the street smoking these cigarettes. And he was like trying to get more people addicted to cigarettes. I don't know, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I remember like looking up about her like in psychology class, because I was like the only person in my psychology honors class that was like getting all A's on everything, because I was really like, because the one that the second test was like parts of the brain, you know, hippocampus and hypothalamus and all that, right? And my teacher, who I had his wife for 5th grade English, which was so funny. And
well, sorry, we're not that interesting.
I know, it's all about psychology. Oh, they here in the UK. That's understandable. Not for him, he's always up.
By the way, Century of the Self is what I was thinking of with the Edward Bernays, Adam Curtis documentary. It's been a really long time since I've seen that, but it goes into like how the self was centered in all of Edward Bernays' things, and how like individualism kind of came out of consumer advertising, which I don't really necessarily fully buy that. Like, I mean, I do buy that theory, but like I do think like rugged individualism was a thing in America long before Edward Bernays came around. But still, it's how they kind of marketed things to you. He did a really good version of it where Adam Curtis had like this whole thing about the self as reflected in like various cars, and like, you know, like picking out like instead of picking out like you know, instead of getting working collectively, pretty much it's like consumer culture was like, oh, you can have your favorite color car, and like that's who you are now. That's like your inner self.
Yep. Absolutely right about this point too, because they became yuppies.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yuppies kind of it's like, I think the hippies were kind of like the downwardly mobile side of that, and then the yuppies are like the upwardly mobile side of that. But I mean, you know, they all, like Jerry Rubin ended up becoming like a record producer and businessman. Like, you know, like all these different people. I mean, Jane Fonda, you know, like did the
the workout stuff, and she married Ted Turner and all that. Her favorite ex-husband, by the way.
Yeah.
Is it funny when people have favorite ex-husbands or ex-wives? It's like, you have a favorite. Why are you not together? Like, it's
well, I think she was still like in love with it. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, it's like Michael Jackson, Lisa Marie Presley.
Sometimes two people are like shadows passing in the night, you know?
Yeah, or like right person, wrong time. Some, you know, things get in the way.
9/11 happened and they got divorced. She was married to Tom Hayden for a while. I mean, I'm surprising that's not her favorite ex-husband. He seemed very boring.
No.
He made after being an SDS and like being like, you know, like a radical, you know, new left, whatever, like the face of the new left kind of. He ended up becoming like friends with Hillary and Bill Clinton.
Oh, great. Oh, so I was watching a CBS Sunday morning clip about Bill Mooney. You know, he was the kid from Lost in Space, and like he's had like a career, you know, as a child star, one of the few child stars that had his head on his shoulders. But they were talking about you know, his career, but he also was like a Emmy nominated songwriter for Adventures in Wonderland. And I know most of the cast from that show because it's a very small fan base. And John Hoffman, who created The Only Murders in the Buildings, I'm like, how the hell? And I know him. I'm like, how are you getting all these cool like guest stars to for every season? You got 2 cast members from Bridgerton. How? I'm like, dude.
I mean, I feel like it's definitely easier
to get context.
It's definitely easier to get cast members from Bridgerton than it is to get Steve Martin and Martin Short to be. You're like,
yeah, that's kind of it's cool though. I'm so proud of him.
They're like A-list celebrities. I feel like Bridgerton.
Yeah, and his husband did the Emoji Movie. Remember that?
Yeah, I mean,
barely.
I don't want to remember that, but somebody. I remember someone was like, I can't remember like what actor it was, but it was like a well-known enough actor, and they were like, "I was the poop emoji." Oh,
Patrick Stewart, I think it was the poop emoji.
I was the poop emoji.
Yeah.
I am the poop emoji.
You do good impressions of everyone. Though the guy, you seen the video of the white dude who did the Obama impression, right?
I've seen that guy. Yeah, I think
he's so. I'm like, as long if you could get the folks right, because when you're doing like impressions or accents, you got to have like a trigger word or a phrase that
Yeah.
can get you back into it. But I'm just like, Hassan was reacting to it. He's like, he sounds more like Obama than Obama. Is this black voice? Is this black face? And he's like, how did he do it? I'm just like,
You know, hey, you know what's really funny? There was that thing for you recently where Biden was introducing a guy, and he's like, I like to think of him as he's kind of like Obama, and people were like, wow, he's comparing this random black guy to Obama. The guy walked up, and in my head, I was like, that guy does kind of look like Obama.
yeah, he's opening his like presidential library on Friday, and I'm looking at like, oh look, actual talent showing up to this thing.
Well, too bad about the building.
Yeah.
This is the worst building I've ever seen. It looks like the real life version of Squidward's house.
Yeah, and Trump wants to build like he's like, I want to make my presidential library the tallest building ever, and I'm like, why? What's gonna be in there? Like all false stuff.
It is kind of fucked up. Like Obama didn't dedicate anything to like resources to the South Side. He's just like, I'm building my library.
And producing podcasts and doing Netflix deals.
But it's like I don't know. It's just like he's like, I hope this will help the youth. Obama, it's not gonna. Your presidential library is not gonna help the youth. No,
the youth. It's just funny because I mean, as much as a lot of people say, oh, Jimmy Carter, I'm like, but he invented the post presidency. He actually was like, I'm gonna eradicate, guinea worms and have clear water, drinking water for Africans.
There's another thing.
And building houses for humanity.
Guinea worm is another thing that sounds a lot like a slur.
Yeah.
Imagine if Charles Krauthammer got guinea worm.
That's just, but like he wasn't the best president. I get it, but like, imagine what would happen if Carter had actually won that election.
I mean, it probably just would have been worse second time around. He was not a good president.
He was able just to do a lot more afterwards, and he really showed like, hey, but now these post presidents are doing like business deals and Netflix deals, and it's like, I mean, at least Bill. I mean, credit for Bill Clinton. He's got that Clinton Global Initiative thing where they try to like do stuff, but it's like Carter was out there actually doing stuff.
Carter's the only president. Like male president that no, we've only had male presidents, obviously, but he's like the one male president that they can call prissy. Like he has like little like it's kind of a dig. I mean, not his post presidency, he wasn't.
Yeah.
But he had like this attitude to him all throughout his presidency that was like.
I do like that he liked Bernie Sanders a lot, and when he was still very like capable of like, I think he went on Colbert like in 2015. He's like, Bernie Sanders is speaking to the people, and he would be. I'm like, okay, Jimmy Carter. Because he got more progressive as he got older.
One of my favorite SNL bits is Dan Aykroyd as Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
He has a White House line where they call in, and he's like, and he just gives the person advice on the hotline. He's like, so someone's like, I'm freaking out, man. I think I took the orange acid. He's like, well, what you took is he's like, what you took is actually the orange tab. Now, what you're gonna do is put on some Almond Brothers, and you're but then like I don't know, he got like kind of more and more like prissy, like that impression. Dan Aykroyd's impression as the 4 years along, because kind of I don't know. I think he is like he's like kind of this is a crazy time, I guess. That's all. It was an insane time, like.
Yeah, but also too, like I never really
Christopher Lash. He had Christopher Lash come to the White House, and he was like trying to get advice from Christopher Lash about. It was during the time where he basically like he had a mental breakdown, essentially, not like a real like, but he like climbed the mountain. He was having a manic episode. He climbed to the top of a mountain, and nobody knew where he was for 10 days. And then finally he like invited like some kind of like God figure almost, like he invited all these people from Georgia up to the top of the mountain to like. And he sat there and he like
the mountain.
He like sat on the floor and he let them all like just like rip into him for like 2 hours.
Yeah. I think it's I barely remember like what George H.W. Bush sounded like, but then when I heard Dana Carvey, he doesn't sound like that. But then I'm like, oh shit, he does sound like that. He
sounds like 1,000 points of light.
And then he does like the impression with the hands and all that. And then Will Ferrell did Baby Bush.
It's always funny that like. I mean, because I think the accent's kind of fake, but George W. Bush had like such a thick, like Texas accent. I feel like some of his accent was like put on, but it's
a little bit deeper too than his dad's, and I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah, well, his dad. That's why his dad had like a
Very
it was the
higher
wimp,
pitched.
but he's all the wimp factor. That was his whole thing. He was like he was desperately trying to get rid of the wimp factor.
Yeah, and he threw up on the prime minister.
Yeah, that too. But there's he like when he was running against Reagan, but then he was also running like on his own like both times. People were like, oh yeah, he's kind of a wimp, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, he wasn't. He was a CIA spook that like but you put on kind of these like faces or whatever. Like I think he was like a very cold sociopathic character because he spent all that time, and then there's all these questions about like when did he actually start working for the agency? How long ago was it? Because there's like there's stuff with like there's also like there's a thing that Joseph McBride found where it was like, oh, they were talking about how they briefed George H.W. Bush about the Kennedy assassination, but they said George Bush, and they said, oh no, it was a different George Bush. Because he wasn't.
I remember.
Worked for the agency until he was a CIA chief, but everybody like always just had a lot of theories that he was working for the agency the entire time. He also doesn't know where he was. He said he didn't know where he was when Kennedy got assassinated, which like how? That's like saying, oh, I don't remember where I was on 9/11.
Yeah. But it's funny because I remember the Bernie versus Trump thing in 2016. There was that loud box thing for I forgot what was that channel. But the two comedians they also did like impressions of Chris Matthews and Rachel Maddow as well. Love those guys. And they did like the Jeb Bush thing because in the beginning we all thought it was gonna be Jeb. Like literally Clinton campaign was like Jeb Bush is gonna beat you, so we gotta prop up Trump. And it's like, what? No, Jeb, no, please.
I remember,
and then they did the thing. They had a comedian playing, Jeb Bush, and the guy's Chris Matthews is like, doing all this, and he's like, and your dad might have killed JFK.
I was in like the first time I ever took a trip by myself was during 2016, and I was in Florida, and I remember during that trip was when I realized that Trump was gonna like be the nominee.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was in denial, I guess, but it's like
I don't know why Democrats still do the Pied Piper strategy, thinking it's gonna work. It's like, stop it.
Yeah, I mean,
Trump should have been the proof. Like, don't do that again.
Yeah, well, like half of them don't even admit that they did it.
Yeah,
even though there's like literally documents, and they're like,
no, but it's our fault for not voting for. It's so funny. You could tell these like liberal accounts that you voted blue no matter who, and until you're blue in the face, and they're like, no, you didn't, because they made up this invisible like leftist that doesn't exist in the real world. They just think like a 5-follower account is like how all leftists are. It's like, no, we are harm reduction voters too, not you apparently.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got blocked by that one Mr. What's his face? I was like, haha.
Mr. Weeks.
I don't know who the other Mr. Cheesy or something. Like they're all the same.
He blocked me.
Yeah.
A few of them blocked me. I feel like they do this thing that like now like it's been taken to like the 20,000th degree because like Zionists love doing this. But they do this thing where they jump into your mentions and then they block you so you can't
yeah.
It is like I do like kind of do it. Like I don't do that. I don't block people very often, but like sometimes I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna reply and then block them so that they
sometimes
reply.
I sometimes wonder if they're stragglers from like Sally Albright's like Bart Farms, because that got revealed in 2016.
Yeah, well, that wasn't the only one. Like,
yeah,
there's been a lot of bots.
K-Hive had the same thing too. Like there was a lot of them going on in 2016.
There's like I mean,
not even Bernie people, but it was just everyone's like, oh, the Hill bots and the K-Hive and all those other. I'm like,
the thing that I like really fucking hate about this exact thing is like when you talk about the bots, it's like it's very easy to just be like, oh, you think everyone's a bot. Like it doesn't sound good when you talk about the bots. Like I remember when everyone was mad at Nomiki, she's like, oh, I guess the bots are still out today, and it's like, no, those are like people. Like those are people that are mad. I don't know. So it's like I feel like there's a lot of times where it's like if you even bring up the bots, like that a lot of these accounts are bots. It seems like you're coping or something, but like a lot of them are. You can't really tell them.
But like knowing, some former leftist TikTokers and content creators all of a sudden like push left and say, Kamala this or Hillary that. It's like, oh, okay, I see what happened. I know what happened. You got paid off. because there's only two ways. You either go like centrist type for a leftist, or like, because you'll tell where it's like the left is anti-Semitic and anti-black and this and that, and then with conservatives, it's like, oh, the left has gone too woke, to this, to that. And it's like, I see what's going, because there's no grifting to be like a leftist or like a communist or whatever. There's no billionaires or
yeah, but there's you can grift at anything, really. Like, I don't know. But then there's also grifter gets overused because it's like,
yeah.
A grifter is supposed to be somebody committing fraud, essentially, right? Like a grifter is someone that like does fraudulent like financial transactions, and it's like you have to get like, I don't know, like I feel like there's a very specific line for like when things are grifting. Like Dave Rubin taking money from Russia is like a great example.
He's not doing well at all, Dave Rubin. Why did the Koch brothers think it would be a good idea to give him money? And what, he had no charisma even back then at TYT after he left.
I liked
remember
when everyone got like everyone on the right was just like say the most homophobic shit to him because he adopted his kids, and then went back instead of having his employees back,
compared it to alcoholism. I remember that, and I'm like, cucked.
He's desperately trying to like reach out and get like Glenn, his boss, to like like stand up for him, and Glenn's like, no, I don't like this either. I don't think you should have adopted those kids.
You know what we should watch for is to kill some time? What? Remember when Michael Brooks reacted to Larry King, Dave Rubin's hero, on his show, and he basically ignored him? That was gold. I was like, because Larry King is Dave Rubin's idol, and he was just so dismissive towards him, and I'm like, oh, this is so good.
Hang on. Pulling it up.
Just say Michael Brooks, Larry King, Dave Rubin, whatever,
But when the last time Michael did his live show, he tried to do the real life version of the Larry King bit.
Yeah.
And then somebody, like, I can't remember who it was. I think Mike Ricci did it back to him. It was just like, and so he had somebody call him on he had somebody literally call him on stage.
Yeah.
He just started talking to his phone, and Michael was like, Are you doing the bit back to me right now? Hold on.
Oh man, imagine they do like another like majority report, like whatever, like leftist podcast, like live show thingy. By the time I move back up to Jersey, that's gonna be fun. Oh god, this is
honestly a lot of it is also disgusting and sad, but we come across a fair amount of funny content.
The thing about this is that it sustains and sort of elevates as the time goes on. Like I had to literally pace around the office when I first watched this because it was so funny. And that was like the first minute of it, but
so funny. So I don't know when this is from.
It's recent.
I miss when the cameras would show all of them in the studio.
It has to be on a live stream. Is this from a day ago?
This is from 19 hours ago.
19 hours ago.
They don't really have that anymore. Huh?
Apparently this is a live stream, so this isn't edited out. And it seems to me that there was an agreement beforehand that like, hey, if I get this phone call, I got to take it. But the way that this phone call is taken and the duration and it's not even contempt, because contempt is more energy. It's just pure disrespect.
Pure alpha.
Pure alpha. So the way I'll intro this is I'm going to try to get Larry King on TMBS. All props to Larry King. Dave Rubin is having a super rough time of it seems like. And when we cut this for YouTube later, it will be what will it be? It will be like, Alpha Larry King, Cucks Beta Dave Rubin. Guys, watch this. And if you're listening, just realize that Larry King is speaking into a 1990s.
We did do Alpha Larry King, Cucks Beta Dave Rubin, and then they said, "Oh, you can't do Cucks," and then we went, "Ah, fuck." And then
shocks. Oh man. Also, again, he had like the old class, like Nokia phone, which is so funny. And then like again, sneakers, suspenders. Oh, it's typical Larry King.
Yeah.
6 style massive flip phone. Put this on the speaker so our guests can hear this and enjoy.
But that gets to what you were saying about this sort of partisan way of just, you pick your side and that's sort of where we're at. And these guys aren't going to dinner with each other anymore or any of these things.
You don't need Republican moderates. I grew up with a lot of them.
Yeah.
New York Herald Tribune. There's some great youth. Scott of Pennsylvania. Jake Javits of New York.
Yeah. He's a distant cousin of mine, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Jacob
Great,
Javits, yeah.
great man.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true? Do you think he's lying? Right? There's no way that Dave Rubin.
Oh yeah, he's definitely lying. Like I feel like Dave Rubin's trying to make himself seem more interesting, and it's like you're not interesting. I do not understand why the Koch.
I mean, it's not that.
Yo,
be like, oh, Jacob, the senator from like the 1970s and 80s, like Jewish senator from New York. That's my cousin or distant cousin. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if it makes him sound particularly interesting, but I really he was trying to be like inside. He's trying to be like, see, I'm an insider too. I have cousins that were very, very pro-Israel, just like me.
Great man.
Oh, he's got a phone.
Now let me show you.
Yeah, show us this phone. This old.
So it has to be
Samsung makes it.
It has to be that they had some kind of deal, like Larry King say, like if my phone rings, because the guy hands him the phone.
yeah.
Visited that company in Korea.
Yeah. And it's ringing right now.
It is. Actually, hello. Hey, Cannon, where are you?
Look at Dave's already upset, seething inside.
Oh, you didn't have a game today. I got a list. You got a doubleheader this coming Saturday. How did you do?
Rewind that. Rewind that. Sorry, I laughed over it. It's too good.
I didn't catch.
You can hear Dave like whispering to Larry.
Whispering.
Yeah.
We had 2 weeks. I had to get up at 6 a.m. Our game was in
I got a list. You got a doubleheader this coming Saturday.
Yeah, we had a doubleheader today too.
How did you do?
Larry.
We lost the first game. We won the second.
Oh, that's great.
I didn't catch that either. The first 5 times I watched it.
Game total.
I missed that laugh.
2 for 6 in 7 at bats with 15 in a walk. And
That's a 333 batting average, Cannon. Well, I'm doing David Rubin's podcast now. I'm on his show, and while talking to you, the audience is watching me talk to you. Oh, wow. Cannon, you're a artist. You could do the 10 minutes when you open the refrigerator.
I would love to do my own podcast.
He wants to do his own podcast.
I'll bring him in.
He's going to be 20 years old. I'll bring him. He's a great kid. All right, Ken,
Dave
when am I
Rubin
going to see you? Tonight I'm tied up. Tomorrow I got to do that. How about
That seems
Thursday?
like a good dad.
How about Friday night?
What, Larry King? Yeah.
All right.
Not a good husband though. He's been married 8 times?
The night before your doubleheader. I'll be at both games.
Seems like a legitimately good dad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
I'll be there.
supportive.
Pause it. I just
I
have
love
to
you.
say now, you think after it's sweet. I think he's talking to his son.
It
He's
sounds
been enormously rude, and it sounds like his son actually is trying to wrap the call up. So let's see where this goes now, because you think
you can sense Dave's sense of relief
you
coming.
can sense Dave. What I also love, and my guess is that Dave is the type of guy who stupidly grins, but is like seething inside.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm getting disrespected in my own set. Check this out.
Thursday. How about Friday night? All right. The night before your doubleheader. I'll be at both games. Okay, I'll be there. I love you, Cannon.
Aw.
Okay, talk to you tomorrow. What? What?
Oh, Dave's like
What?
Like real like
Yeah.
Today? That's great. The Dodgers got Mookie Betts and David Price today.
You're breaking news for me, man.
He's so mad.
That's tremendous.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
did
He's like, ah.
Look at his face here.
Today? That's great. The Dodgers got Mookie Betts and David Price today.
You're breaking news for me, man.
That wasn't a real sip of water.
And David today. That's great. The Dodgers got Mookie Betts and David Price today.
You're breaking news for me, man.
That's tremendous. Who did they give up for them?
Nikes and suspenders. Pure disrespect.
Oh, that's two pretty good players. Into my Anakin picture. Alex Verdugo is going to be a star. So Peterson, is there someone go from the Angels to the Red Sox?
Oh my God.
We were funny. We were funny to get the glass and then the glass shattered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cannon, you bring me great
Dave
news.
just gave him a sign here. Watch this. Fake sip. Let's go.
Yeah, let's
Wow.
go. Come on, Larry.
Cannon, you bring me great news.
Because like
That's
this show
great,
is,
Cannon. Thank you
ruin
for
it
this,
for me.
and the audience here thanks you.
Better than what we were talking about.
He says, tell him anytime. Okay, Cannon, baby, I love you. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
God, that
Well,
went for like,
folks,
what,
the
10
Dodgers
minutes?
got Mookie Betts and David Price, and Jock Peterson went to the Angels three-way trade.
See, you are a newsman. Breaking news.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It was really funny though. Like I think it was Mike Receiver when we did the last live show. Somebody had a phone call that they took in the middle of the live show just to play with Michael and do that to him.
Yeah. And I remember when they hired Brian, right? The new producer for
Yeah, he sounds way too much
He's
like Michael.
I know. I was like, wait a minute, what the
The first time I heard him, it was I remember it was Halloween. And I watched the clip because I don't watch it I don't watch Majority Report like every day or anything. So it was like Halloween, and I watched the clip, and I was like, did they bring Michael back from the dead, or is this AI Michael? Like,
another good. Did you see the one where they're making? You can pull it up because it's so fucking funny. The Majority Report reacted to Patrick Bet-David and Terrence Howard, and Brian's laughter is like so like you hear it loud in the background like Michael's, and it's just like it just takes me back. It's like wow. I think they hired him because he sounds like Michael.
He does. He's like a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
I think that's part of why they hired him.
Yeah, he's funny. He's very funny.
He's I don't know. It's like he's like fast on his feet, but it's also like there's so much like I feel like there's so much stand-up comedian news. It's like good to have because Sam doesn't like do the stand-up part of it.
No. But I mean, it's kind of it's funny when Hassan came on. He's like. And was like, I removed Sam's butt pillow, and I'm like, oh my God, he's so old. And he's like, and Hassan's like, yeah, I put the butt pillow back. I'm sitting on greatness, and I'm like, what the butt? And then I think Jillian Michaels was like, oh, and Hassan Piker calls him Uncle Sam, like.
She said it like I saw the clip when she said it. She said it like it was a conspiracy.
Yeah.
She said,
and I'm like,
she was like, I didn't know actually. Hassan calls it like Uncle Sam, and then the Vanguard guy, like she was listening to these people, and she made it sound like it was like a conspiracy. So like, fuck with her, which would be funny if it was, but like it wasn't.
Yeah, I can't believe Sam didn't know that, and it took me to tell him, like, Hassan refers to you as his real, uncle, right? And he was like, really? And now he calls him his nephew, and I'm like, you're welcome, communities. I'm doing my part here, bringing everyone together.
There's a really, really we probably can't watch it because I think we're instantly flagged, but the Eric Andre show?
Yeah.
I love the Eric Andre show so much, but they had one of their episodes, they brought on Jillian Michaels before she was doing like political commentary.
Yeah, she was doing like,
and then they brought out two midgets. They had a midget that looks like, a little person that looks like
No,
Eric
I'm just thinking of like the scenario in my head.
And then do you think it'll flag it?
Yeah, they'll flag it. Yeah.
Yeah, so like they have this one little person that looks like just dressed like Eric Andre. This one, and then because this is like a recurring bit that they do on the Eric Andre show where it's like they dress up these two little people all the time, and they have them come on as the guests and Eric Andre. And then every time they're starting to talk, the little people try to do like follow along with the conversation.
Oh God. Yeah, it's because she's for some reason, again, Dave Rubin has that podcast called Actual Friends, and I'm like, you really had to sell that title, huh? Because you don't really have friends like Dr. Drew Pinsky and Jillian Michaels, and then random Russell Brand shirtless in bed, and I'm like, this is very uncomfortable. And that was another segment where they were just laughing their asses off on the Majority Report, but I was like, can you at least present yourself, Russell?
Do you think Dr. Drew is worse than Dr. Phil's got to be the Dr. Phil's the bottom tier, right? And then
Yeah.
Drew, and
But
then,
also, Dr. Drew had like a career, like Sam might have crossed paths with him because he had like a career like an MTV in the 90s. Like before he was, Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew, he was like an MTV VJ type of person hosting like his own like show. I think in the 90s, if you look it up. But I was like, Dr. Drew.
he has had like I'll give him props for the guest choice. He has had Dr. Eric on before.
Yeah, that's the show. Yeah, love line.
Word. He's got Eric Osgood, like he's friends with Michael, and he's friends with I'm friends with him. We've hung out but yeah, that guy. He's gone on Dr. Drew's show as like an expert before. Dr. Drew even because he was working on like the COVID project when they're like developing. He was working on like Operation Warp Speed. Yeah. And then that Robert Malone guy kind of went off the deep end, and I think they all kind of like revolted against that guy. Now the guy is like high up in the Trump administration again, but yeah, but he was one of the guys that was like on that project, and then started to like go against the scientific consensus or whatever. And I don't know. I don't remember the.
I just think it's funny when everyone's like, "Oh, this COVID vaccine was so fast." I'm like, because COVID is like a strain from like the SARS virus, where they've been working on it, probably in found the we can finally like use it and tweak it for this specific COVID whatever, and it's like it's not really that deep, guys. Science is always the scientific the scientific method. You got a hypothesis, a theory, whatever, and it's all about experimenting and figure out what works and what doesn't work. And I cannot believe people don't realize this, because we all took science class for how many years?
Yeah, but no one. I mean,
12 years.
I really didn't pay attention to that, but it is fascinating. Like
But I did.
Like we know someone that was working on like the he didn't end up it was like kind of just the preliminary part of it, where it was like doing research to like really figure out like what they actually could use as some kind of I think when the Robert Malone guy like kind of left and that part of it blew up, I think it was over the mRNA part of it. He was like,
yeah,
look, they were already trying to do mRNA stuff like long before that.
Yeah, like it's just so funny where a lot of people are like, oh, if I expose my kids to the measles, they'll be fine. I'm like, but you're vaccinated against all this stuff, though. Why put your kid through all that? Because they're like, oh, well, I did like these, smoothies that remove all this vaccine toxins from my body. And I'm like, no, it does not do that.
They also knew that they knew that like there was going to be a novel coronavirus, because they had like the next whatever the next pandemic was going to be. I mean, we don't have like. When it comes to stuff like the World Health Organization and stuff, like Republican presidents love to see it, and then Democratic presidents don't put enough resources into it either.
And they're like, "Hello, pay attention to us. There's something. We got some news."
Well, it was like very big. It was a huge thing. I remember in 2014 with Ebola.
Yeah. Oh my God. ISIS is gonna bring Ebola over, the border. I literally remember that on Fox News because we were.
I don't even know how that would work, because
I know. I'm like. Like
the time it takes from
to get from there the different continents.
But it's also I think you'd start to get like infectious signs on the plane. Like I think you get it pretty fast.
Yeah, and now thanks to Elon. And what's so funny, I feel like Elon Musk should be actually paying for all the damage he's done because of the Ebola and the screwworm and all that. I'm like, we should not. He should be, because this is all his fault. He's a trillionaire. He's got the money. It's so funny because I mean I can't, like, my uncle was freaking out about Obama and Ebola. I'm like, you really think Obama's that incompetent to make a pandemic happen? Fast forward to COVID.
I mean, it kind of almost
Trump handled it so well. No, he didn't.
It was like it should have. The way that our politics works, these only really work if you can score partisan points, and then it doesn't even really matter. But Obama did not handle Ebola very well.
Like only like 2 people in the U.S. got it, but like it was still pretty bad.
We lucked out. We lucked out. They caught those people in the airport coming from a country that had the outbreak, and they happened to flag them. Like that could have gone very badly. Like, and then at the time, I remember the only like Republicans were slamming Obama for it, and Democrats were like, "Well, what could we really do?" We never have like a holistic look at things. And at the time, they had like I've read like some of the articles from the time. Like there were people in the scientific community that were like flagging this, like, "Hey, maybe we should have like a more robust response to like an idea because something's gonna happen. Like it comes in like a cycle."
It's literally like when the World Trade Center got bombed. They're like, "What's the next wave? They're gonna plane."
Yeah,
you know, like you gotta think ahead. You gotta plan ahead and think like, okay, what can happen next?
But it's not enough of a cycle that every like I don't know, like the when they had Spanish flu, it was like almost exactly 1918.
Yep.
By the way, Spanish flu, the hilarious part of it is that it actually the first case of it documented was Kansas, but we did not report it. So we let the Spanish take it. We like so the first person, they're like, "Oh, this is Spanish flu. This is," but then like the actual first the
Kansas flu.
Yeah, but like Woodrow Wilson was like, "We're not calling it Kansas flu," because Spain was neutral in World War I.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's like calling it the Swiss flu or something.
Well, just everyone in World War I was like kind of ticked that Spain didn't join the war.
No,
so they're like, but they were like, we're gonna call it Spanish. Like we're just gonna say the Spanish for the first one.
Yeah.
But there's like the first case of it was like in Leavenworth, Kansas.
Yeah,
I learned that recently, so that's why I can pull it up in my head. But
yeah, there was like a lot of like it's kind of crazy, and too like where people like, oh, people are wearing masks all the time.
Bola rocking everywhere.
Oh God. But like a lot of people, like everyone's like, oh, everyone's wearing masks and these face diapers. I'm like, people have always been wearing masks, especially during flu season. And again, people who are immunocompromised have to wear a mask. Again, I had a friend when she was younger. She had a heart replacement procedure, and once she became a teenager, she started living a normal life. She wore a thick mask from like her nose down to like her neck, like covering, so she didn't get anything. Then she started living with her mother, who was a smoker. She started removing her mask to try to live a normal teenage life. And then like 2 days later, she fell into a coma and died because her heart was rejecting all the crap that she was being exposed to. And she was like 12.
I used to think like, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's kind of racist in my, whatever. But I'm not racist, like xenophobic, I guess. But I used to think that it was very like it was kind of weird that Chinese Americans are always wearing like the masks in the subway. Like when I was a kid, like not obviously now I'm like, holy shit, they were 100 they were 100% right to be wearing masks in the subway. But as a kid, you see something that's a little bit different, and you're like, you're like judgmental. You're like, that's not how things are supposed to be. But it's like, and then I remember like. It dawning on me at the beginning of like the pandemic, like, holy shit,
they're very clean people.
The subway were like smarter than I am by a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Because we cleaned for when I would get my nails done, the business, the house, and we had to take our shoes off, and we had to clean like every week because they like it very clean. They're very, very clean people. And also, I think it's Tippy Harridan who brought the Vietnamese nail techs over to the US. So thank you. She's still alive.
Well, there's I mean, when you look at like just the population size of like the urban density in China, right? Like,
yep,
it could go very, very badly. That amount of people in like a small area, like you have to be very careful about that kind of thing. So China's like giant population boom over the last couple centuries. It's like it makes a lot of sense that they're very like clean, like hygiene is a very big part of their culture, because that could like imagine an American style, imagine like a city the size of like one of the Chinese cities. They're like huge, like I don't know, like they're like way bigger than anything in New York City or like LA.
Yeah, and you can see like because I think Conan was talking about this. There, or even like Hassan, they have the things cleaning the streets, and and that's the thing too about like what happened with the Knicks. Everyone's like, wait a minute,
Japan and China aren't the same. Like Japan does not have the population density that China does.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like,
I think because I saw something about like AI data centers, and a lot of people are like, how come the ones that are over in Asia are actually benefiting? I'm like, it's because they have the infrastructure. They fund the infrastructure. If people are like, if we could use AI to help, power our town's electricity, use renewable water, and not use all these resources, I'm like, because we're not gonna build the infrastructure to make it, like helpful in any way. See, they're way ahead of us over there when it comes to technology.
It's insane to just think about like a society with 1 billion people. Like think about governing a society of over 1 billion people. I mean, you either could do it like, India has kind of, I don't know, India, I guess it goes back, and they've kind of had the infrastructure from like colonization, where it's like they've taken kind of districts, and it's like district by district or like province by province. You can kind of do it that way, but I can't imagine like a society, like you can't have like a cohesive society that it's got to be very hard to have a cohesive society that size. Like that's so many people. Like I feel like there's I feel like our country sometimes has like too many, not like in a racist way, but like I feel like our country, the population is so huge. I mean, there's entire parts of our country that are like pretty open, but it's like a lot of people are
land votes.
But like a lot of people are like concentrated in like, and like when you think about something like China, which is like, the size of our country, I guess altogether, like China's a big country, but it's like there's like, just imagining like you have to put people on top of each other, kind of, and it's like, I don't know, imagine like it's like 3 times the size, like 3 times the population of our country, and it's like I can't imagine like that would just like destroy us. Like it would. You can't be like Matt Iglesias, who wanted 1 billion Americans.
Oh God!
He took that back in 2020. His woke thing was 1 billion Americans, and then as soon as 2022, 2024 happened, he took that out of his bio so fast. He's like author of 1 billion Americans. He's like, oh, you never mind.
No, back to the cleaning thing. Like it was funny because a lot of people are like, oh, they destroyed New York City, and yet like 5 hours later, everything was clean for the Puerto Rican Day Parade or whatever. I'm like, Zoran's doing it, man. Like I think a lot of people are just willing to actually like, because they love him, they're like, I'll do a job doing sanitation or, helping machinery or whatever. It's like when they shoveled all that snow too. He's like, we're paying people to do, that's so cool.
I mean, there's a long history in New York City of the good government kind of thing, where it's like, it's always, but it always comes in these just really like violent and hostile cycles where it'll be like corruption to a level that in any other American city would be a deal breaker for people who are living there. Like, so it'll be one cycle of that, and then a cycle of like a reform, kind of like good government kind of administration, and that's happened for like over a century. Like,
and people are still wearing masks. And what was funny too is that a lot the year COVID, like between like 2020 and 2021. Flu cases went down significantly. They're like, oh my God, this is like the lowest, of flu cases ever in like forever. It's like because people are wearing masks. Everyone was wearing masks at the time. So yeah, I mean, people, it wasn't, with COVID, obviously people might still get COVID, but like everyone was like, wow, flu cases have gone down by a lot. And it goes to show that wearing masks can prevent the spread of flu, regardless of the strain or whatever,
There's this, there's kind of, I guess I would call him a Mayor Pete style figure. John Perroy Mitchell, the boy mayor. He's until Zoran won. He was a year. I think he was a year older than Zoran when he won. He was like 34. But he was like this very young mayoral candidate. Actually, he was only the 3rd youngest mayor of the city. So there was other people that are even younger.
Oh, what, talking about New York City?
Yeah.
Wasn't there one that was like 20?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I thought he was like the youngest up to that point for some reason, but I guess I'm wrong about that. But he lost his race. Like the administration, he was like a good administrator, but Tammany Hall took it back, which is always what happens, right? Like he's a reform mayor, then Tammany Hall would take it back, and so Tammany Hall got their guy in there, and like I think it was like Red Mike Highland, or like one of those people, and like one of those like real Tammany politicians from the old days. But it's this John Perroy Mitchell volunteered for World War I, and then immediately crashed his plane and died. He didn't even get to leave the country. He was training in Louisiana, and
well, at least someone's asking us questions.
The Black American flag. What is the wait? Is that
a bit?
I feel like no, I think there is a Black American flag. I just don't remember what it
Yeah.
is.
Like how there's like a black national anthem that white people hate. I'm like, shut up. Get over it.
I had a racial compromise for that.
Mm.
I feel like we should have a new national anthem.
Well, I mean, I honestly feel like This Land Is Your Land should always be, you know, because it just sounds more camaraderie, you know.
This is I don't
God,
know. I don't know how this bit ended up happening or like why I thought of this.
Oh no.
But my idea for like because I wanted to bridge the gap. I wanted to bring the races together. So we have like, you know, we have a
Heal
very,
the world.
Yeah, so my idea was Return of the Mac.
Oh yeah.
Return of the Mac.
Everyone loves that song. Whoa, whoa.
I just feel like that should be our national anthem.
Oh yeah. It's so
it's like
weird. I still
national
know the
anthem-
lyrics to the national anthem. I'm like, I haven't sang that song in like since high school, and I still know the lyrics. And I barely listen to because I don't watch sports events, like unless it's like the Winter Olympics or now.
Yeah, but they
Olympics,
really.
right?
I mean, the way that we do like. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could go on like a whole thing about this, but
Or even American the Beautiful could be a better, you know.
the way that we do like patriotism because of the way that our country is you know, kind of established, or like because it's all like immigrants, that it's kind of a fast track to nationalism. Like the way that we kind of beat nationalism into kids is like, if you go anywhere else in the world, they're like, this is weird. Like this.
Yeah,
this-
saluting the flag again. We used to back in the day used to do the, you know, you know, and everyone's like, what? I'm like, I feel like even if you're gonna pledge the flag again, but it's stupid. But I feel like putting your hand on your heart is a bit better than doing the Nazi salute. You know, like
they like French people I know like are just
French are
repulsed.
like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, they're repulsed by the fact that we do a pledge.
I love that the
like,
French hate.
like
Did you
religion.
see, you know, how, you know, they're comparing like, you know, Trump, you know, White House colors and like pride, you know, and everyone's like, oh, the French.
Stevie Crowder makes people do that even though he's from Canada.
Yeah.
I hate that he
Oh,
was-
Canada.
I hate that he
Okay.
was in,
I
Arthur.
don't know. Yeah. But
He's
everyone's
the brain. He was the brain. It was like
yeah,
that's
and
not
people
what it
don't understand this. For those of us younger millennials who watched Arthur in elementary school, he was our brain when like Arthur was peak in elementary school. He was. I wonder if he did that Jekyll
It
Jekyll
really
Hyde
bums me
Jekyll
out.
Hyde Jekyll song.
No, that wasn't him.
Oh, thank God.
That was the next one, I think.
Yeah. thank God.
I imagine they just kill every Arthur cast member. Like at the end of it, they're like, your term of service is over. They're like, they're
Yeah,
making me seppuku.
It's like with the Peanuts characters. They always actually cast like real kids because it's like, you know, they sound more authentic, and then they replace them every, you know, when they do a new movie or whatever.
Well, you can't. Not everyone can also be either Pamela Alden, who does the Bobby Hill character,
Yeah.
or I forget her name. I think it was Lisa or something that does the Bart Simpson voice, or Nancy.
Yeah.
That's her name. But
Yeah.
those are like the two like like kind of well, I guess now kind of like older women that do like they still do like the voices for like kids characters. It's really good.
Yeah, well, it's like when I watched the new Animaniacs reboot that came out during COVID, they all sound a little older. Like I could tell that Rob Paulson, who does like Yakko and like Pinky, he got like dentures, so you can like you know hear the you know in his voice, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh. And then of course, you know, with Dot, the actress's voice got a little older, so she didn't sound exactly the same. The only person who sounded the same was like Wacko.
You know, I
Well,
noticed a lot of times like a lot of people are getting like, which like I'm pretty sure I'll have to get at some point when like my teeth are fucked up enough, because I took a lot of antibiotics as a kid. And, like my enamel was fucked, but a lot of people get those veneers now, and it's like they do not look good or sound good.
No. Did you? I told you where Julia, her teeth situation. Like
Yeah,
they ran.
I think she showed us, right?
Yeah, she got glow in the dark. All right, I was like, and because dentists just love doing work regardless. I'm like, look, my wisdom teeth came out normal. Every once in a while, I get a pain, but I don't want them removed. They're fine. My teeth are not impacted. They're fine. Just do a deep cleaning and do some bleaching. Fill in some fillers. Whatever. That's all I want. Do not be trying to pull teeth because my teeth are fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I've been using Sensodyne my whole life. That's the toothpaste that saved me.
I have like I think they've pulled like 3 out of my head at this point.
Ugh.
One pretty recently, and it was I don't know. It's like on the other side. It's not like if you get implants, it's fine, but like the full
Yeah.
veneers just don't look good.
Yeah. That like, especially like if you get like, I know someone who had like braces and she had like her tooth was like a Tom Cruise situation where it was like in the middle, but it fell out, so she had to get like an implant to like fix like, you know. And I'm like, because braces weren't fixing it.
But it's like, I don't know, the implants, a lot of them look good. Like you can't really tell the difference. It's
Because the teeth have some diversity to them. They don't all look the same. Like the Weeknd's veneers are shut up, you know, like.
Well, they had the thing where Kanye got all his teeth filed down. Like this is like right as he was doing like the Nazi shit, right? Like, he got like addicted. He got addicted to nitrous oxide because they.
What is this, Blue Velvet?
So he was running around.
Dennis Hopper?
He was running around going, baby wants to fuck. No, but so like I don't know, like a big part of the story behind like, I'm not saying like that's why he. I mean,
no, but like it doesn't help.
Yeah, it kind of turned him into like a junkie. I mean, what he was doing was like junkie behavior, right? Like I don't know if I don't know if you've ever had like a person get into a fight with you that's like both a drug addict and kind of schizophrenic. They
my sister knows that.
Like I've seen those people out in town and stuff, or like out, you know, in the thing, and it's like, I don't know. There's like mental. I'm not saying like. People always think that if you're saying that like mental illness is a component of this kind of stuff, it's like you're saying like everyone that has mental illness, and it's like it's obviously not what I'm fucking saying. But people are like, well, people have mental illness and don't do this. It's like, okay, but also people have mental illness and like, you know, like try to like seppuku themselves. Like there's a lot of it's a big spectrum.
It's a spectrum, you know.
And like Kanye is like, he had untreated for like 30 years bipolar, and then kept going on and off meds. Like I'm sure and he was doing drugs. Like I'm sure all of that.
That's not good for the brain when you're constantly, you know, going back on, off, you know, your brain's not really able to, you know, digest all of that. I think it's funny.
Like, had anybody, like, I don't know, like
he was isolating himself from the Kardashians, who give him credit, they were trying to help him.
that was their first, you know, like Kim Kardashian, he's trying to help prisoners. Kanye was their first one. She was trying to help get off the Democratic plantation.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I feel like this is like a one-dimensional conversations on this stuff, I guess, with you know, mental illnesses and stuff. But it's like, it just seems like the Kanye situation seems very sad to me. Like it's
because he was like the greatest rapper in recent history, and then it's like, what?
Like a lot of people reacted with, like, understandably, but like a lot of people reacted with like this extreme amount of like anger towards it, and it's like, someone's talking shit in my ear. This was ringing, but no.
Oh yeah,
like experience like this. Yeah, we're all mental, but I think the society we live in makes us mentally a little bit.
Yes.
Like,
and they keep cutting funding to help us all. I mean, like there's a girl on TikTok who's been doing like all the shit that Reagan, like how it all began with Reagan and all that, and she did the whole like, you know, the mental asylum stuff and cutting up, you know, like mental health care funding and all that. And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of shit he did like that we're still dealing with today, and we haven't had a president who's fixed any of this. Which is like, if I were president, I'll be like, reverse Reagan and Trump and Bush act. Like I'm like, we are removing all their crap. We're reversing. We're going back to the days of Eisenhower and FDR.
Why does reverse Reagan sound like, I don't know, it sounds like you're doing something racist, I guess. It's like, you're like, oh, or maybe the reverse Reagan is when you give homeless people money.
Yeah, probably. It actually does, you know, it is supposed to trickle up to the rich people, and it ain't trickling up.
You know what? It's like a statistic that people. I feel like everyone's so overwhelmed by the, you know, just the horrors of nonstop Trumpism right now that it's like like every new thing leaks out like a sieve. Like, you know, like it's just we're deluged by it. But as of like when the actual big beautiful bill takes effect, like after the midterms, it's gonna be the largest wealth transfer upwards in American history, and that's like an insane thing that kind of got glossed over.
Especially with inflation that he loves. And JD Vance was on The View, and there he was like, he didn't say I love the, he's talking about, you know, he's loving that the, you know, the war was going to be, the inflation is going to go down. I'm like, no, he said I love the inflation, and he said he doesn't care about us. How you cannot twist that. Even my uncle's like, you didn't say that, and I'm like, dude,
the amount of
get deprogrammed.
I already I mean, you know, Trump is Trump, but like the amount of just personal, just personal revulsion I have towards JD Vance's existence and like his the slimy little fucking face. Like,
yeah, no wonder his mother traded him for Percocets.
Is that feeling? That's the feeling joke.
I would have said that to his face.
I don't know. I
And I
feel
would
like
be caught on camera, and I don't care.
I feel like he just look at you like this.
Yeah, with that eyeliner. That one comedian does a good job. The Dan Wilbur dude, he's so funny. We should see if we get him on. He's as JD Vance on the podcast. Just be JD Vance the entire time. We interview. Well, oh my God, wait. I'm gonna mention. I'd be like, I do a political thing. My friend and I. Would you come on and let's interview as JD Vance?
Someone walks in and hands me a phone, and I'm like, it's ringing, and then it's just JD Vance. Wow, you're breaking news for me right now, JD Vance.
Call back. That's so funny. Oh my God. But it is kind of funny though, because a lot of people are like, Obama. I'm like, yeah, Obama, droner in chief, deporter in chief. But wasn't it great to not hear from him every fucking day for like 8 years? That's what I miss. And I was saying this the other day on stream. I'm like, I miss the mystique.
We were just talking about Cheap Trick. We were just talking about the song with Adam McKay.
Yeah. I'm like, I miss the days where the president was like, there was a mystique still. Like we didn't have to know. And of course, with this day and age, it's like we know everything that's going on. I'm like, I call me cheesy, call me, libbed up, but like I kind of miss the White House used to represent something. The presidency meant something. It's a joke now, and I hate it. I'm a real traditionalist.
I was thinking about there's been like these moments of I would like kind of radical transparency, I guess, in the presidency, and it always goes badly. Like Jimmy Carter doing the crisis of confidence speech, or Gerald Ford say the State of the Union is not good. Those moments that I think are very important for a society when like the leader of a society speaks honestly with the people. Americans do not like that. Like we have this just instant kind of detestation for that. So because of that, we've gotten to the point where like the thing, like every single White House, not just Trump's White House, like Biden's too. Like it sounds like when you get social media messages from them, it sounds almost like you're getting like something from like I don't mean this in the literal sense of North Korea, but it sounds like you're getting like almost like North Korean level like.
Yeah, that's why I got that shit turned off.
Yeah, like our dear leader has given us this. Like it all sounds so like fawning and like.
Yeah,
this is number one. This is the best thing. And I hate that. I hate it so much.
Yeah, but also too, like when they're describing how bad things are, Democrats still have like a sense of hope, But Trump's like, there are murders, there are criminals, everything's bad, everything sucks, and only I can fix it. I'm like, no, dude, you're not even doing that.
But then they also don't. They never have a plan to fix it.
Yeah, they never do.
They're like, oh, don't worry, I can fix it. And it's like, okay, how are you gonna do that?
You cannot be the one who fixes it, because again, when you're saying
like,
shit that you don't care about us.
You're like, don't worry, I can fix it. And then you're like, how? And they're like, well, blue no matter who. Let's go.
Yeah. Big beautiful bill, big beautiful boobs. The whole thing.
I
called ourselves Tweedledee and Tweedle Big Boobs.
I think part of my I think part of my just spirit or soul or whatever the fuck it is died during the time period where the big beautiful bill was being passed, and and like it's still terrifying. Like I'm on medication.
I didn't even read it.
But it's like but it's like Chuck Schumer going, I call it the big ugly bill, and then he was like, it's the big
social
ugly
media.
Bill. And he's like, I'm gonna make it called the big ugly bill, and that was his response. And it's like, oh, so we're like fucked.
Yeah. Like Cory Booker is supposed to be in charge of like the Democrats' social media, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh, we can pass you a bill. You're a big ugly bill. Got him.
Yeah. I'm like, we should be getting like, I don't know, maybe like Maxwell Frost in charge of like the Democrats' social media, or someone younger and hip, like you were telling about your friend who kind of like helps the whole that started the whole walking, talking ads for political campaigns. But it's like you also gotta make sure like you have the charisma to do it. And don't just exactly copy like what Mamdani's doing. You gotta do it in your own way.
You should definitely follow her, Deb Soslaw. Her thing is like, but
because like Abdul's doing his own version of it, but it works because it's like he's doing it like for like Michigan.
One of the people that started Melted Solids, which is like the little like collective of people that do the ads for that started with Zoran, but now it's like everyone and all the DSA kind of candidates. They've also worked with like Brad Lander at this point.
Nice guy. Peace and love. Well, it's also funny too because when Hassan was on Majority Report, he was talking about like how the resistance in 2016 failed. They failed. They wanted to go back to brunch. They didn't really do anything. But I have confidence that the left is being the real resistance by running these progressive or DSA or like DSA adjacent type candidates, and they're doing pretty well.
I think it's 2016. Like I don't think anyone, like most people thought. Most people were like, oh, it's not gonna happen. Like Trump's not gonna.
Yeah.
Do that. So it's like nobody was really like. I'm not saying nobody. There were obviously people in local communities mobilizing, and like I'm not saying nobody was doing anything. Of course, it fell apart really fast because they tried to like build a multiracial coalition of women that were like opposed to Trump, and then they kicked out Linda Sarsour. So like,
yeah.
But
I remember I was watching The Young Turks, and Trump's team always likes to use that dun 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 dun, dun and it's all TYT call and everything. And I'm like, I remember that night so vividly, I threw up. And then my sister's here for like 2024, and like I think we were doing like we were doing election coverage with Dan. He was so out of it that night. Oh my God. I have PTSD from streaming.
He 100% knew that Kamala wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah, and he was coping, but like my sister was like, "It ain't looking good, is it?" I'm like, "No."
It's hard not to like just like tell yourself like, "There's no way this happens again." Like,
yeah,
like I could tell this like Kamala's campaign sucked. It's terrible, but it's like
if they kept the coconut vibes and the Republicans are weird and just did the vibes thing and sprinkle in like it would have worked, but they listened to like the centrist third way Biden types.
It wasn't even like a thing. Like Kamala was never gonna win, and I knew that.
She's never won a presidential primary in her life. What makes you think she could do it now?
I don't think that I don't think that she was gonna ever win because it was like 116 days. Like it just wasn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
Biden didn't really put her up front as a VP. Like here she is.
I did not want her to be the person, and like I think that's a big part of it too. Like Biden was like, not to do the stabbed in the back, my own version of stabbed in the back, but Biden
in the front,
did not want her to like, and also Obama, he didn't want Kamala to be the nominee either, and then he turned around and was like, black men. They're sexist. It's like he was speaking like to reporters and stuff like behind the scenes, and he's like, I don't think Kamala should be the person. I think it should be an open primary, which is like fair. I agree with that. But then he turned around like a week later, and he was like, black men are sexist. They're not going to vote for a woman. And it's like, bro, you're talking like you're projecting like you are right now.
Yeah, it was crazy time because I felt like, okay, we keep the vibes going. We were doing so well, and then that happened, and I'm like, oh God.
This midterm cycle, Obama's a lot more like forward facing. It's because he failed so badly at all the things he was trying to do in 2024.
And also, even when he was president, he failed. He was supposed to, bring hope and change, and then just
I'm saying his like he's had kingmaker status essentially in the Democratic Party. He's been there. He's been like the non-political leader, I guess, of the Democratic Party, and the stuff that he tried to, because he maneuvers behind the scenes. He's always been a behind the scene maneuverer, and
that's how I operate. But I work.
But it's like. His all of his maneuvers in 2024 were like bad and kind of exploded in his face. And I think that the reason he's so forward facing, he's just trying to like revamp his image as like a behind the scenes kind of kingmaker, like build up his mystique again, kind of. But it's not gonna like, I don't know. I really don't like that he has that role.
Yeah, because again, like he failed when he was president. Like
he maneuvers. It's like he like maneuvers to break a strike, and it's like what? Like why?
Yeah,
like of NBA players, like
yeah. And he loves the NBA. Like it's just
Obama calls up, shut up and dribble.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, I remember that. What was that? Laura Ingraham saying that too, I think, or something like that. It's stupid.
At the time Obama's thing, every time they took a knee or whatever, and like they would say shut up and dribble. But it's like I'm imagining Obama like hearing that
it's football. What are you doing? Like
but imagining Obama hears the strikes coming in the NBA and he goes, shut up and dribble.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know. It's just kind of sad to see Obama ruin his own legacy because he just, again, I feel like, Howard Dean, they did the 50-state strategy, and it worked. And then they were like, our work here's done. We don't have to worry about anything. We're good. Republicans are never going to win anything again. And then, of course, we elected a black man as president and Republicans went berserk. And but I mean, the Republicans have always been like trying to plan stuff and build. And it took quite some time to get to where they are now. But the thing is, if Republicans just nod off at the wheel and Democrats swoop in and get like a bare minimum win, Republicans get agitated. So they're always like trying to stay awake when they're driving the car. So that they don't like, lose it or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's how I always felt. It's like, they're driving, they're racing. And if the Republicans nod off for like 1 second, boom. Because again, with 2024, Trump winning, how the hell did Democrats win on an off-year midterm election? Like, how?
Yeah, I don't know. Things were kind of 2022 is kind of crazy. Like, I think the Roe versus Wade.
And then also like last year, with of course, CIA spammer, she's been a disappointment or whatever. But it's like, how did the Democrats do so well in an odd year election year? Like right after Trump won too.
I feel like
Elon cheated. That's what I'm gonna say.
There's like, you can see this coming from a mile away, but I mean, like, a lot of people like kind of theorize about 2022. They're like, Roe versus Wade is going to play like a big role in this, and then it
codified it. Nope.
But it did, and then they said in 2024, oh, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna remind everyone that Roe versus Wade is like, they're like,
give us $5.
And then it just like, by then everyone was just like, yeah, our attention spans are shot. Like, it worked for one cycle. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of depressing that only worked for one cycle, because it seems like people didn't care by 2024 really. But I mean, I guess they did care, but it's like we've moved on.
I just can't believe they removed it as like a right to a right to privacy issue, and I'm like, oh, come on, man, because it's not in the like, again, if Obama ran on codifying Roe v. Wade on day one or what, I would be doing that.
It's always worked very well for Republicans to, like, when number one, the whole pro-life label, right? Like, it's bullshit. Like,
it's bullshit. Yeah, they only latched on to abortion because they knew they can't ban women from getting credit cards and bank accounts and all that. So they because I remember reading into it. It's like they focus on abortion because they know there's an easier way to emotionally manipulate people. They're murdering a baby. Look at this baby.
Well,
look at this 6-month-old infant. They're murdering this. Like
Rick Perlstein's books on like Reagan and Rick Nixon, like the conservative movement, kind of go into like this kind of
the
thing.
Moral majority.
Yeah, like Reagan land goes into like this a lot, but it's I don't know. It's there's a number of people in like evangelical and especially Catholic, obviously, communities that is like, it is an issue for, like, it is something that they've believed in for a long time, that abortion
against birth control too, and IVF and whatever.
Yeah. But it's like, so that's like, that is a salient issue for specific groups of people, but the convergence of it was kind of a plot between like religious right leaders, because it's like, yeah, it's the classic thing with the Southern strategy, basically. They're like, oh, first you say like Edward, but then you can't say the N-word anymore. They won't let you say
water.
Woke. No, but then you have to come up with other things.
Someone said the Southern strategy was not a real thing; it was made up. I'm like, it's well documented, dipshit. That's what Republicans say it all the time. I'm like, come on.
I mean, he was Nixon's guy. He got Nixon in there. That's
a
big part of it. Like on the idea of like, racial resentment and like white flight. But it's you can't say the word anymore because of woke. And then you turn around, so you have to come up with something else, and it's like,
DEI, CRT, Marxism. Well,
it goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah, the think tanks think every election cycle, and I'm like, you guys fall for it every time.
But then
you didn't know what CRT was. You didn't know what DEI was, and you were fine with it for most of the time because it wasn't described the way Republicans do it.
Yeah, well, but it's also like, for a really long time. I mean, like Carter was anti-abortion.
Yeah,
like, he personally anti-abortion. He was like, he didn't really take a a on it.
Joe Biden too, apparently. Like, but he did not let his religious get in the way of. His legislation.
They kept trying to excommunicate him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because
But like
Fred's like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. Like,
yeah, but I don't mind if people have like their like again. Remember, everyone's like, "Oh, Kennedy's Catholic. He might be taking, from the Pope. Oh God, and he didn't." But it's just like he took more from the mob. But it's like I don't mind if someone has like religious beliefs, but I just don't want them to legislate like that because they had separation of church and state. But that doesn't exist anymore, and it's just baffling to me because I don't know if you know. Do you know? I forgot what his name was. Do you remember the abortion doctor who changed his views after seeing like a fetus, or like procedure abortion, like it's like a fetus moving or whatever because he saw it. Huh?
There's been a few of those.
Yeah, but I think the most prominent one happened like in the 70s and 80s. But I feel like he got paid off by like Jane Roe, like her last testament. She's like, yeah, I got paid off by pro-life organizations, and I'm like, I knew it because that's always how it happens.
Yeah. Well, there's
former Planned Parenthood employees. I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
now.
they love those. They love doing that.
Yeah, I'm like, and then they don't even work at a Planned Parenthood that does abortions because hardly any Planned Parenthood clinics do abortions now.
They're like the original version of like detransitioner kind of people, where it's like,
yeah,
it's like I was there, man, I was there, and I saw and then the baby looked at me,
yeah.
The Ralph Brigham thing where he's like, I'm supposed to get her
look at this 5-week-old baby, and I'm like, okay, no.
I don't know. I think it's clearly worked very well as an emotional issue.
Oh,
but it's funny because it's like, I don't know. It's like
I mean, remember Tiller the baby killer, and Bill O'Reilly's like, I had no, responsibility in that man's, death, and I'm like, yeah, you did.
Another crazy one at the time. Terry Schiavo, remember that whole like.
Oh, I was following that like, oh man, Bailey Sarian did a whole video because I was always like, what's happening? Even when I was younger, I'm like, the husband seems to be taking good care of her. The parents didn't seem to have a good relationship with her or even the husband. The husband has a right to, and the doctors were like, she is a vegetable. She's not gaining consciousness. She's never gonna, live a happy, pull the plug. It's fine. And then Jeb Bush and George Bush, like, saved Terry, and it's like, no. And even, I mean, he would do her husband would do her makeup and, make sure she was taken care of, spend all this money on trying to find treatments to help her.
You just created a million Terry Schivos.
Yeah. But like her story is so sad because it's like she crash dieted a lot. And that's kind of, your heart, it's kind of like Karen Carpenter's situation because her parents were like, you're chubby, you're fat. And they just wanted the money. Her parents just wanted the money. Like her parents were awful. And even when, and it took a while for him, like, I think near the end, he found like another woman, but even she was helping him taking care of Terry and all that. So like her husband, they try to make her husband have to be like this greedy guy who wants all the money, but he's like, no, all this money is going towards Terry and her health and her care. The parents want the money because they just want the money.
It was the same. I feel like in my head, I connect Terry Schiavo, that case with the stuff about like human growth hormone and
stem cells and all that.
Yeah, exactly. That exact time period is like the same kind of
that was all happening at the same time. Yeah,
it never, like, a lot of those didn't really ever catch on because it's like the way abortion did or something, right? Like, I mean, at the time it kind of did, but it's like it's not like they're not issues that have had salience. Like you don't hear anyone talk about stem cells now or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's like, but it does feel like it was very easy, especially like in the 70s and 80s and 90s, to make people run away from like it still works. Like they would run away very quickly from the idea of like a late term abortion. Like if you try, like in a debate or something, right? Like you debate politicians debating, and it's like, oh, they support late term abortions or they support abortion on demand.
Yeah, or a post-birth abortion. I'm like, that's not a thing. Also, this is my whole thing. Why in the world would a woman go through 9 months of all that nonsense that is called pregnancy, a beautiful thing, mind you, and just decide, I'm just gonna abort this thing?
Because they want to be a roadie, man.
Yeah, but like it's just so funny. Like if I was, debating a male politician about, I'm like, do you hear yourself right now? You think a woman goes through like 9 months, 8 or 9 months for the whole pregnancy and then decides, I just want to abort this now, I can't do this? No.
The problem with this exact thing with the way conservative kind of argumentation works, right? They'll if that is the line of attack in like a debate or something, they'll just find someone who, like, the one person who has gone through like they'll be like, see, that one person did it, so it's an issue, and it's like,
Yeah.
I just feel like that's how they've navigated this entire thing. It's like, you know, like if you're like that doesn't happen, meaning like obviously what you mean is like that is
We
not
need one anecdotal evidence to
we'll find like it's the same thing as like they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. You like find like,
or like they hire like gay dudes and put dresses on them and be like, I'm a D-trans person. I'm like, no, you're not. You're a gay dude in a dress. They threw the dress on you, did up your makeup. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like it just feels like none of the stuff is ever like honest, and none of it really goes through like a debate. Like,
yeah, it's all money, people being paid off. Like, I mean, there are people who are
spectacle, and Trump more than any other politician, I think, of our time, like just understands spectacle. Like, that's all it really is. Is like,
because I mean, there are people who are D-trans. They have unfortunately with the way things are now, they have no choice sometimes. Or like they experimented, they did like hormone blockers or whatever, and they're like, you know what? I'm fine or whatever. It's just so funny that people are like, tomboys don't exist anymore. I'm like, yeah, they do.
They literally did try to say women were babies for fun, and then you meet like,
and then everyone's like, oh my god, and everyone's like, we're fucking joking. Oh my god, we triggered the libs, we triggered the conservatives.
But then you meet like I don't know, like I've had quite a few friends that like have had an abortion, and like you like just talking to them for 5 seconds, you see like how traumatizing it actually is to have to make that decision. It's like
because some women do want a baby, but like it's financial situations, it can't, wrong time. And I know my biology teacher had a friend who was she was very outgoing and popular. Then she got pregnant. She wanted an abortion. Her parents said no. She's keeping the baby. Mind you, she's going to keep it. So that means raise it, right? She goes through all the pregnancy, and then she gives birth, and her parents were planning an adoption for the baby behind her back. After growing attached to this thing for 9 months, mind you, and it was a closed adoption, she got so depressed, she became basically a homeless drug addict, and she would always remember like the baby's birthday and all that. And I'm like, that's why. And that kind of made me more like pro-choice, because I don't know if you saw like in high school, like or whatever, girls with like the red tape saying life, and I'm like, you're annoying. What are you doing?
It's also like the story of like why it even became like like why something like Roe versus Wade was necessary. Like the amount of women, rich women, of course, could just you go to a different
rich women, all the mistresses that Trump got pregnant probably.
Getting back alley abortions like is a very real thing that happened when abortion wasn't legal in America, and it's like a lot
Dirty Dancing in New Paltz.
In New Paltz, I
don't get an abortion in New Paltz, guys, because
somebody
you'll have a folding table and a knife.
Somebody posted a clip from Dirty Dancing of the abortion. I was like, they lives in New Paltz. Some of my friends they were like, oh yeah, it was in New Paltz. I was like, wait, that's not why. I don't like that's like a real like I just like you also have to think about like it's the hygiene of like surgical instruments and stuff. Like it's gotten a lot better in a very short amount of time, and it's like. But
I feel like they need to do a better job at trying to do pap smears for women, because I'm sorry, that shit is so uncomfortable and painful. Because some of us have like that like weird psychological trauma down there where like anything hurts. So like I was literally like, they're like, you gotta relax. And I'm like, I can't. It's so painful. And she's like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah, this is why I try to avoid these things. I'm like, can't you just find a different way? And I see like the TikToks of the girls doing like like the clamping dish like a silverware or whatever, like when you want to pick up like a hot dog, they're doing this, and it's like that's exactly how it feels. It's so meanwhile you just have to cough. No fair. The only thing men and women have in common is colonoscopies.
The only thing the fear is like the nurse is feeling it, and then like you get hard and you're like, no wait, I'm not trying to
yeah, what's funny too, my dad woke up during his colonoscopy, and they had the thing down here and the thing up there, and he freaked out. I'm like, how do you wake up from that anesthesia? Give me some propofol.
I'm not gonna tell the story. I told you the story about my brother's having to get a colonoscopy. And I don't know. He just recently had to get one, and he was telling me about it. I was like, I'm never doing that. I definitely am. At
We're
some
3
point
feet
gonna have
in. Wait, what? How?
But he's like, I don't know. He was telling me like, I was like, hi, this sounds like I don't want to do it ever.
Yeah. Nah, I'm good.
I
Everyone's
mean,
like, you got.
I definitely at some point I'm gonna probably have to start getting screened for like pancreatic or what, not pancreatic, like prostate cancer and stuff, because every guy now does. But it's like
Yeah.
that does not
And-
sound like something I want to do.
I would rather get my breasts squeezed real hard. Again, they could do a better job at this stuff, right? But apparently not. But then have them shove like a speculum and then like a giant like COVID style, Q-tip and scrape. And then I bled a little. They're like, we might have to do this again. I'm like, please no.
Yeah. I don't know. They've gotten a lot better at cancer screenings though.
Yeah.
Like within the last few years, they can catch
Yeah,
it.
and detecting like a genetic component. So if you have the resources, you can get like with Angelina Jolie, and all that. Because I mean, there's so many women who are like, I just want a hysterectomy. I'm not gonna have kids or whatever. And the doctor's like, are you sure though? Because you be young. And I'm like, no. I mean, I even told them like I would sell my eggs, but my eggs are too old. Like I'm 30. Like I looked up I thought about selling, giving my eggs because you make a lot of good money from doing that. But I'm like, oh man, I'm too old.
I keep getting Instagram ads that like donate your sperm today. Like,
Oh God,
I'm
can
looking
you
at it,
imagine how many Forrest Millers would be walking around the planet?
but it's like I was just kind of it's crazy that like to do it as like an Instagram ad. Like,
Yeah.
I was on.
I
Instagram,
prefer the
man.
donating whatever, it's just the donating plasma ones. Like do those. Like donate
It's
your
just-
eggs.
It's just
donate
funny,
your-
like we want your sperm. Give us your sperm.
Yeah.
Like, they're always like they try to make it like really relatable or whatever. Like so
yeah,
you'll
like
have,
here's the DVD. Just go in this room.
but like no, I mean like these Instagram ads. It's like a guy
Yeah.
that's meaning like this, looking out at the sunset. It's like he just got money for his sperm or something, and it's like.
I just think it's so funny because it's like, they really do it the way it's like, here, get into a room, watch this DVD from like 1972. And it's like, men are like, I can't jerk off to this. This is very steep. What are we doing here?
I don't know. This is just, I just feel like
Hey, Snaps.
they're
my
gonna
mod.
like you're gonna be in that room and then they're gonna like knock you out or something and take a kidney and they're like you shouldn't have.
Yeah, cut a kidney out, and that's a common soap trope where it's like, oh, they traffic organs or whatever. What are
They
you doing?
there's like there's the I don't know. I feel like there's like, well, you shouldn't have answered the Instagram sperm ad. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I got $7 from the Facebook privacy leak, and I'm like, yay, I'm rich. Oh my God, this cat.
$7
Look
in
at
a vial of Instagram sperm.
him. Oppy boppy.
Aw.
Yeah. It was so funny. McGraw was going like clockwise, chasing his tail, and then counterclockwise for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, and then he finally gave up. And I'm like, I feel McGraw is like special. Like he's kind of dumb. This one is pretty smart. But I mean, they do listen. Like they know the word no. They know not to, go near the food or whatever because we never fed them, table food. But it's like McGraw is just off.
When I adopted a cat during the pandemic with my ex, the first one we got was like a little special. It's a little
Here we go.
off.
Yeah.
It was so cute though, like in a very cute way,
Yeah.
like in the kind of way where it's like like one time I remember like he fell down a ladder, he climbed a ladder.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, McGraw tried jumping from like
he did not land on his feet, and I was like, that was the moment I knew like this is like a little bit of a special cat.
yeah, because my mom's bedroom door, we have the little cat, thingy, but like the cat jungle or whatever that they have, and we have it, and then there's the love seat or the couch, like this amount of space, mind you. And McGraw tried jumping from the couch to that thing, and he like fell, but he managed to catch himself on the cat tower or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God.
Damn, Plasma's go over $75 in donation during COVID, trying to get people to come in during a pandemic, but then the greedy companies started paying less after things started opening up. Damn,
Yeah, mine is like you could get paid like $7.50, and I'm like, what?
I thought it was more than $75 for plasma.
Yeah, I know people that I know people just donate their healthy and they donate their plasma all
donate
the
my
time.
plasma and I need cash now.
Call JG. Oh my God. So I posted a video on Twitter of the one guy who's like, if you grew up, in the early 2000s and slept with the TV on, and he did like all the famous commercials. And what are you doing? And like, JG Wentworth and, the Time Life, ballet commercials, all, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this is why I don't sleep with the TV on. I sleep in the dark with my
I
noise
let the
machine.
TV glow.
Yeah.
Did you see recently? This is so fucking depressing. John Oliver did a thing on like the structured settlements, like what those.
Yes, I reacted to that and I was like, this is so sad.
It was the most depressing story I think
because people are like giving these JG like $1 million and only getting like 7, a few. I'm like, what are you doing?
They're purposely like going after like retarded people, mentally challenged people. Like they were purposely going after people with like severe brain damage, and that's why they had a structured settlement in the first place.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then getting them to sign these contracts and then coming back and plaguing them with calls being like, oh, I know, last time you sold us for like, and they didn't even explain to them that it's like 20 or 30% on the dollar.
It's like you win in the lottery, you go to the casino, you have all this money. What are you doing with it? Keep it. And I said this before, if I was ever a trillionaire, I'm constantly donating my money. I'm like, I'm gonna solve world hunger because it costs more for Elon to buy Twitter than to end world hunger, mind you. Like that was crazy.
The story of like most people doing the lottery is like is grim.
Like I'm just over here like, look, if I ever, because again, as someone, I feel like people who are born into wealth are very selfish, but then there are people who still stay grounded and like know what responsibility is and helping people. Because if I were, again, like if I ever won the lottery, I'm giving everyone who helped me these last 5 years something, a good hefty amount, like, here you go, thank you for helping me, because it's the least. I mean, saying thank you, but like, I feel like want to do more, because one time I've told a story before, but there was like a homeless woman in the Publix parking lot, and she made like paper roses, and she was asking for money for groceries, whatever, and it was going to start to rain, to storm, and we were like, ma'am, we live right around the corner. Do you want to stay here for a few hours? Nice home meal, you could take a nap, rest. And she's like, oh, thank you. And then she was like, I want to be back in the Publix at this hour. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Just little things.
Yeah.
It's since Hurricane Helene, we've seen more and more people on the streets in my town, and it's really heartbreaking.
There was a lady outside of the grocery store. This is when I went to the movies. Which movie was it that I saw that this was happening to? Oh, it was when I went and I saw the Bride of Frankenstein, the bride, like
the bride.
So outside there's this older black lady that was sitting out there, and then I was at the grocery store getting groceries because like they're in the same kind of plaza, and my mom noticed her and was like, hey, can you get her a sandwich or something while you're in there? And I did. I felt good about it. And then she was telling us that like her son was gonna come pick her up, but she doesn't know where he's gonna be. Like I don't like this thing. And then I saw like the same lady recently, like sitting in a different part of town, clearly having been there for like days. And it's like clearly I think it's like it's like definitely an alcohol problem.
Yeah, because there's this one guy with like a big like lab, and we see him all the time because that town doesn't have like a homeless shelter. The only thing we have is like a shelter for like abused women to help them get out of the situations, called the Cumbie Center. So they don't really take men, obviously, unfortunately. But like when it was Christmas time and our car battery wasn't working, I had to walk miles to get my mom stuff in the gas station. He was with his dog against the Target building, and people, because it was Christmas time, people were giving him so much stuff like foods and clothes and stuff for the dog. And I'm like, I'm gonna get this guy something, And I did. I got him, like easy things that he could eat, like granolas and stuff like that. And oh god, what else did I like? Some shaving, toiletry stuff, because I mean he was already getting a lot of that. And it just felt so bad, but I'm glad that I mean, he's well known because we see him sometimes just sleeping like in the grass with his dog near some stores, and it's like
we'll have like
he'll move around, obviously.
We'll have like, I don't know, like 2 or like at most 3 homeless people really in town, like at a time. That are like, I mean, when I was a kid, I think it was actually more but
we're seeing teens now.
But our thing was a little bit kind of weird because it was like like they had those kids that would travel the rails.
Mm-hmm.
Like New Paltz is technically like a spot on one of those things. So a lot of the kids would be like transient. They would transient kids. No, but it would be like so they would be in New Paltz for a couple of days, going somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like more permanent homeless people, they would go to like rainbow gatherings and stuff like that with like the folk punk shit, which like we gotta get rid of folk punk. We gotta get out of here. But no, but the more permanent is like we'll have like 2 or 3 homeless people at a time, and it's like people actually coordinate on like the whatever town groups and stuff to be like, all right, I'm gonna get them stuff this day or this time, and then
so the blessing boxes.
But if it was like a larger homeless population, it would be like the logistics of it would be like impossible, and it's like
what I don't like is a lot of us are noticing because for the Bernie campaign we were making blessing boxes for homeless people as well, and toiletries, toothpaste, like the important stuff that they would need. But recently, a lot of people are putting expired food in these blessing boxes, and people are noticing this. I'm like, don't do that.
It's also like, I don't know, like when you go to the city, there's like obviously like a fair amount of homeless people. 97% of them though are like in shelters.
Yeah.
So it's like the people that you see on the street a lot of times in New York City that are like living on the street,
they come and go.
Well, they're just the most extreme cases a lot of times.
Yeah.
And it's like it's people that it's like very, very hard to help. And I don't really.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work to like mandate. Like people always think that that's like going to be the solution. Like, I mean, Spencer Pratt obviously thinks that, but like, like there's a lot of like that's
off the homeless or whatever. Anna Kasparian believes it.
But it actually like the efficacy of it like makes things like worse.
Yeah. Like you don't. Like, it's just so funny when you poll people in LA who think like, euthanizing the homeless is how to solve the homeless problem. And then when you go to New York, it's like, they're not even, if they poll that, you don't get the same answer because New York is at least using resources for other like, things, especially now with Mom Donnie. But like, I remember one time I went to the city, went to a food truck. And there was this woman who was asking for money. And I was like, okay. I'll give you a couple bucks, and would you like a meal too? And she's like, "Oh my goodness, thank you so much." Yes, because she was like, I was gonna get me like some chips or something because there was like a Walgreens nearby, and I'm like, "Let me get you some. You like chicken kebabs?" She's like, "Oh yes, please." And chicken kebabs, fries, a drink, a little dessert. And she appreciated that.
Yeah, there's also like, I mean, look, it's the same as anywhere else, right? You have a lot of people put it's like a very small space. The people that are like not in shelters a lot of times, like if I had just a bad experience, like a traumatic experience in one of those like city shelters, and it's like, like I don't like
Salvation Army. My dad went there for like rehabilitation. He's like, they beat you, like they torture you for like their rehab program if you're staying there. And I'm like, ugh.
Yes, Salvation Army is a terrible organization.
Yep. I'm like, Mom, no money. No. If I prefer Goodwill because they have a system where it's like, give us your big bags of clothes and they organize it and you don't have to worry about doing any of the work.
I don't think people realize what Salvation Army is.
No.
The Salvation part is very, very is very
it's very religious driven organization, obviously.
Oh, they mean like they mean an art like a Salvation Army. Like they mean that it's like they're you're gonna just whip God into you for whatever amount of time.
Yeah, it is.
Most people that work at Salvation Army are obviously not affiliated with the religion or anything though. It's like
no, they're just ringing them bells.
They also have like they have the stores and stuff, but like a lot of people get like decent jobs on that. But it's like if you actually go to their organization, it's like it's one of
the
it's militantly Christian.
Also, too, like even though Goodwill has their issues, SPCA stores also are good. Donating stuff like your local like pet, whatever SPCA, and I'm like, okay, and they're much better because like they're smaller. It's all volunteer, and they do appreciate getting a lot of stuff and sending it out and all that.
It's the thing about like, well, I mean Goodwill too. I guess it's like more of the public-private partnership style, like corporate thing. But with like Salvation Army, like Christian charity used to be the like because they're like we saw welfare states as being at this time, right? Like in the early 19th century, like welfare states were seen as like demotivating, and like so we didn't have one. So Christian charity was like they're like, well, if you're poor, go to the Christians. The Christians will take care of you. And it's so that strain of like that strain of like a Christian charity kind of thing is like yeah, it's still very much like a part of the American mythos or whatever. But it's like, I don't know. It's like you should be able to get help that's not like religiously motivated.
Yeah. I just feel like you don't need religion to do charity, because it always ends up somehow being selfish. You have to give the church, your mega pastor, whatever, all this money for like a private jet or weird like laser show with like Trump and whatever. It's just, I don't like it. Just, if you're a good person, I know some people turn to, religion for other reasons, but it's like, once I start seeing like my friends become like born agains, I'm like, oh no.
I don't know. Like if they find out you're like any kind of, gay, bi, trans,
It's like they were cool with it, but then they found God again. It's like,
well, like, no, I'm saying like Salvation Army, they kick you right out of there.
oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. My dad was like, "Fuck the Salvation Army. They abuse you when you're trying to get sober, or you need a place to stay or whatever."
It's like I don't know. It's insane. Like I don't know. I remember like it's kind of like the woke times where it's like it's like everything is kind of like people are always like, oh, this thing's shitty, this thing's shitty, this thing's shitty, like behind like, the people behind it. And I remember like, oh, Salvation Army is like incredibly homophobic, and like at first it's like, oh, sure they are. And then like looking into it, it's like, oh no, oh fuck, like
it's like worse than you thought.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that was 100%.
I'm always like, Mom, save your dollar bills.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's like, but I'm like, they're horrible. Look them up.
Look it up, people. It's all connected.
Just do like a donation for $1 for like, at the register or whatever, or for like, for the grocery store to give money, for some actual like organization or whatever. Like, it's not like, or like Toys for Tots or something. I don't know. There's other organizations out there that deserve the help.
For kids.
Huh?
But not Cars for Kids.
No. That was a weird story too. I was like,
I've been knowing about that story, but like not. I've been knowing about that story for a while, but I'm like, I'm not. Yeah. Until people start talking about
how do you explain it without sounding actually anti-Semitic? It's like, oh.
I found the like Five-ish, the mascot.
Yeah,
a $5 bill that dances, and then the $5 bill has like another, like they make these videos where it's like their mascot Five-ish, and then they're like, we've brought Five-ish to Israel, and he's riding a camel surrounded by like settlers wearing yarmulke, like Orthodox settlers wearing yarmulke. And I was like, I don't like this. Whatever this is making me feel like I'm anti-Semitic from watching it. But it's hilarious.
Yeah. My boy Spencer did a video about it, and it's like, how do you explain without sounding? And he's like, and then trying to start, getting confused and trying to. I'm like, this is funny. He does really funny videos. They're so good.
Like they have the two places, right? Like obviously Lakewood's the one that does Cars for Kids, and then a lot of their summer camps, which is what they really sponsor with. I mean, summer camps and also yeshivas in Israel, but their summer camps are a lot of them are in the Catskills, and then the other place the one that I'm like a little bit more familiar with is Kiryas Joel, because it's right, it's two exits down for me, near the Woodbury Commons, and that one is a little bit more like a lot of the people. Number one, like it is a large welfare scam. Number one, like that is true, but I mean, who gives a fuck? But like that is like if you're looking for like wasted fraud, I guess like that is where you would probably look for it. But the other thing is like a lot of them are like end up working for B&H Photo, which is where I get all the camera stuff. I don't care. I don't like they're a great camera store. They have really good equipment for like a good price. But like everybody that works there is part of like the same kind of ultra orthodox community in Kiryas Joel, because they own it. So there's one guy at the top that owns B&H, just like rich, and then the rest of them are on welfare.
Yeah,
crazy.
Did you before we probably go, did you hear the story of Carrie Kennedy explaining the weird shit, psychopathic shit her brother did?
No, I didn't.
For like her infant, like her kid's birthday party, he put a snake in the pool. He gave like a vole, which is like a mole in a whatever it's called, and like puts it in like a bag and shows it to the kids, and the snake attacks it. Like it's just psychopathic
I
behavior.
saw
Like
the video of him grabbing the snake.
yeah, but it's just you can look it up.
Snake for your birthday.
Yeah, but it's like
Imagine.
he's like my and Carrie Candy also has like the but it's like not as bad. It must be like a genetic thing somehow. I don't know where, but like her and Bobby Jr. have that same condition.
Has that condition as well, but just the thing with RFK, the reason the RFK is so bad with this is
because he got the thing done and
he tried to fix it and it made it worse.
Yeah.
He's like I'm running for president. I'm gonna try to fix my because it's like it's a tremor. That's all it really is. But he's like I'll fix my tremor, and then he puts steel in there. He puts titanium in there, so now it goes. And like
I mean, like Adam McKay has like the essential tremor as well, but it's not as bad. But like with RFK, he has like actual like 2 asphasia and like another condition that like we got a raid. I guess we have to stay here for a minute.
If he wasn't
Jet, who rated us? I can't see. Anyway.
Do we ever rate? I don't. It doesn't pop up on my.
Oh, left at the box. Okay, thank you.
Right.
Oh, Sandy,
Right.
yay! Awesome. We love them.
Yeah, it's just if he wasn't a deeply weird and like insane person, like I feel like nobody would like. I'm not saying people would like RFK Jr.'s voice, but I feel like it wouldn't be as like I feel like it's not.
I can't listen to him.
But I feel like it's not just that he has the voice; it's all of it, right? Like it's
and the way he looks and looks like burnt leather or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's all those things combined, and then
he's got like he likes to work out in like the jeans, and apparently Bruce Springsteen does. But like but then you see his body, it's like he looks like Tara Reid circa 2007 with that botched tummy tuck. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
He also like to have that body at his age. Yeah, that body at his age. No, it's 100% like he's on gear. Like it's there's no way that he's not like on some kind of kit. So it's like it's that too, which is also like he's like I want kids to be healthy, and then he's like you're clearly on either like HGH or you're on like testosterone or you're on like you can't. Like,
and I mean Jack Schlossberg's campaign has been awful, but like when he talks about RFK Jr., he's like. He's not saying anything new. We know we need to, eat like lean protein, less carbs, take the vitamins, work out. This is stuff that we have always known. It's just the medical stuff is where it's like, okay, what the hell are you doing? You're anti-vax and all this stuff. Like there's nothing wrong when he's saying about, trying to get healthy, because he's saying stuff that's been said for a long time now. It's like, yeah, cool. But like, kids are not getting like their vitamin K shots and they're bleeding out of their eyes and stuff because parents are starting to like not just get like measles, mumps, rubella vaccines anymore, but like other treatments. It's getting to a point where people are not wanting to vaccinate their dogs against rabies now.
Yeah, there are people that are anti-vax for dogs, which you're just gonna bring back. You're just gonna bring back rabies, like
yeah, like Australia, they don't have it.
But you're gonna create you just create a million old yellers.
Yeah, because I mean we've seen videos of humans with rabies, and it's like it's really violent. They have to be restrained, and they manage. It's like when you take like angel dust or PCP or whatever. It's like
yeah, it's like that's a kind of like a stereotype though, because the real thing that happens is your organs fail, and it's like. Like there are definitely people. I mean, you can't drink water anymore.
Like when it gets like into like the brain, that's where like the behavioral gets out of control, but then like you finally get like to the point where it's like your organs just fail.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know, like I think a lot of people mostly just have the organs failing part, but it's like you stop like it's a rejection of water. I mean, they used to call it hydrophobia. That's what used to be kind of the name for what rabies is. It's like you're afraid of water essentially, and you just and like so you spend your last amount of time. I mean, your organs are shutting down from that. You spend your last amount of time that you're like on Earth, like in agony, and it's like. I don't know, but it's so sad you just created an army of old yellers. Why is that a kid's book? By the way, they're like
oh my god, it's like the episode.
They made that movie.
Bambi, Fox and the Hound. Like it's what was it? Where the red fern grows? Oh god.
Yeah. That's the other one. It's the old yeller.
I don't want to read this. I don't want to read the sad like animal stuff. They did like on the Animaniacs, like Sally the squirrel or whatever. Slappy the squirrel, and her nephew watches like Bumby, and he's like, Bumby's mom, ah! And then he meets the actress, and then they watch like Old Yeller, and it's like, oh no, and he's like, oh no, and she's like, oh god, here we go again.
Old Yeller. Like I don't know. I just feel like I don't even know what that story. Like, what is it trying to teach us? Like, dogs are loyal. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, especially after this past weekend. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that really bummed me out seeing that yesterday.
Yeah, seeing the video with it when it's unmuted, I'm like, no. And I
didn't do that. I didn't.
I was like, oh, I don't want to see it, and I'm dog sat for like those types of dogs. They are non-aggressive, very friendly, very upbeat. You just gotta train a little bit because they could be a little, a little sloppy, whatever. But they're still good with other dogs. I'm like, what the hell? Why did 20 people in a helicopter have to show up?
It also makes me like the cops have like dogs. Like it makes
they got the canine. They got like the German Shepherds and the Doberman types where it's like they're aggressive.
Like that. But every time I see something like that, I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing with those German Shepherds behind the scenes? Like,
yeah,
there's no way you're treating those.
If you can't handle a friendly dog, what are you doing? I mean, I know people. I remember that one video of the cop, who shot like a Pomeranian or like a Shih Tzu, who was very friendly.
The impermanence of life, and life is very impermanent. We know this.
I'm glad that they're getting like all this money for the GoFundMe so they can definitely sue. I know I have a feeling this story like really like because it happened in the Knicks. We realized why there was noise and all that, and also and it's a Black family that was impacted, and it's crazy. And
I don't know. It just every single time I feel like everyone realizes the cops are shitty and terrible and whatever, and then
but here's the thing: white people don't care about when unfortunately people of color get got by cops. But it's about the animals; they care the most. And I'm like, white people, you just create a million. I don't know what, but like white people are very concerned when a cop kills a sweet dog.
I guess I'm just so like they kill. I mean they've. If you look up how many dogs they kill a year, it's actually a lot. But
like thousands.
If you and then we could start out after this part, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I'm so black-pilled on just the idea that Americans will ever like every single time we've ever like had something the cops will just like hate us, and then everyone reacts to it, and then then we move on. But then you like hit a wall, where it's like, oh, we still need them. Or like we still, and it's like I'm not saying like I'm not even like I wouldn't even call myself like a police abolitionist, but like I don't like it just seems like
they just don't stop crimes. Again, my house has been robbed 3 times, and they were like, "We're not gonna do fingerprints because they probably wore gloves." I'm like, "Well, how do you know?" Well, this is a common thing. Well, how do you know this happened at this house 3 times?
I don't know. It just feels like you hit a wall with right-wing media is obviously a big part of it. It's like, and like the cops have been very, very like police unions have been very, very good at hammering you need a bad guy in your neighborhood to stop the worst guys. It's like I don't want either of you guys in my neighborhood. I don't want bad guys or even worse guys.
Brings a situation like what happened this past weekend. Social workers, cops should not be doing the welfare checks. It should be social workers leading the way, and then maybe have a cop if anything's actually bad. But again, we know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like everyone hits a point, but it's like I don't know. Cops scare the shit out of me, to be honest. Like fun story. Before we go, fun story. I kept telling my mom, "Hey, mom, it's been over a year. You gotta change your tags, because she's like, oh, we got car insurance. It'll be fine. We won't." And then this morning, a cop pulls us over, and my mom's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "What's happening?" She's like, "Getting pulled over." I'm like, "Oh no!" I'm having like a panic attack and freaking out because I just hate cops, and I'm like, I need money. I got bills and stuff. $155, and then we got to also pay for the new tags, the registration, and the late fee too, and it's like, oh Jesus Christ. But I do have people who are helping me out with that, so that's good. I want to get that out of the way. Sometimes if you go in and you like try to argue it, they'll work on it.
Well, my mom did a thing like, "Oh, my husband usually does that. He died a few months ago," and I'm like, oh, okay.
Maybe it'll work. I don't know. I just but it's like,
I always do like the crocodile tears.
They gotta hit those quotas.
Especially in those small towns where you have to go 30 miles an hour. Don't go 31. They're still gonna pull you over. But it's just so funny because every time we've gotten pulled over, like I'm always like bursting into tears, freaking out, and the cops are like, "Man, it's okay, don't worry." And I'm like, I don't have it's just so funny. But like I do freak out, like I do burst into tears and cry and stress out and get panicked and all that. And my mom's like, my daughter just has a thing with cops. And I'm like, that.
I get really bad anxiety having to deal with cops, but then
because you've had a lot of experiences.
I've had bad experiences with cops, and I've had good experiences with cops. They haven't all been.
I mean, the thing is, the cops have been like, very gentle, like, "Oh, ma'am, you're tagged," and my mom's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I'm like, whew. But like, I told you that one story about the deer situation where the cops just assumed the worst, and all that, it just really messed us up for a while.
My friend's house got raided by like the local it's like I don't know, I mean, this was in like Orange County, so it's like towards the city a little bit, and they have like a SWAT team kind of thing. So he got raided by like the SWAT team because his neighbors, he kept having parties, and like it was a residential neighborhood, and they were definitely like big parties with people like kind of like messed up all over the place. It's like I can see why they like just assumed that he was like running a trap house, but it like wasn't a trap house. It was just a party house. So one day we were all watching TV there, and then all of a sudden I still thinking about it, like blows my fucking mind. I saw the flashbang go off, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And then all of a sudden they just all ran in and pointed guns at it, like they were like, get on the ground, and like they were searching his house. They left his dogs outside. Dogs again in the story. To he had to make emergency calls to like his neighbor to bring his dogs inside, because they didn't even bother to like put the dogs back in. They didn't even bother to clean any of it up. When the cops come to your house and they didn't find anything, so it's like they messed up his entire fucking house, smashed everything
for nothing.
But then didn't even bother to like, it was like a $35,000 operation, I think. So then they charged all of us because they found like a little bag of like cocaine that someone had in their room, which he had like a bunch of roommates.
Yeah.
And so they tried charging everybody with this one tiny bag of cocaine that somebody had in their room that wasn't even like, they weren't selling it. It was just their own whatever. And so I had to go to court for like 6 months over it. And they still stole my $300 that you put the money down for. Because they always make sure to hit you with something. They're like, oh, it's a noise violation or whatever.
Yeah, something stupid. Because I remember one time we were going to Florida, and we were driving, and we you gotta go south or whatever, and we didn't know where we were going, because all of a sudden we're in front of SRS, which is like a government, facility, if Al Qaeda was smart, they would have actually like hit SRS instead, because the entire like Eastern would be like gone of the United States. But whatever, I guess they don't have vision, I guess. I don't know. But like we had guns pulled on us, and we're like, whoa, and they're like, who are you? And I'm like, we're trying to get to Florida. And my mom had like Jersey girl hat on, and the woman's like looking at her, and not like, she's like, are you sure you're this woman? I'm like, take off the hat, Mom. She's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, why were you scaring us?
Yeah, they finally they don't have to pay for it. Yeah, that's what they did. They and they charged 12 people they had found like less than a gram of coke in somebody's room. Not not even someone that like I don't even remember.
Close it down the toilet. They probably didn't know where it was.
I think it was just in their room. Like it wasn't even, like they didn't even know it was there, and they weren't selling it. And they tried charging 12 people with it, all like everybody with felonies, and then
they're gonna split it up between everything.
But then they write
it like a little bit.
This is when I learned, like, 'cause I was like 19 at this time. But this is when I learned, like, they don't retract. Like if the story like doesn't go anywhere, like like they throw it out of court, they just don't retract the story. So it's like you still have like as like
something on your record,
not on your record, just in the newspaper. So if somebody like if you're applying for a job and somebody Googles your name and like where you're from, they just don't retract. And if you write to them and say, hey, can you track the story, they don't even get back to you. And it's like, well,
Augusta crime, RTL report. I remember the one time my mom, I was like, oh my God. And then one time my dad, I was like, oh my, over like something stupid for like 20 years ago that he paid off, but he didn't have to prove he paid for it. And I'm like, oh my God, really? And I'm like, because this area is very small. Everyone's like, oh, I know her. Oh, I know him. Oh, he needs to keep his ass in jail. Stuff like that.
Small town. So everyone's doing mad gossip.
Yeah.
Like, right, like social media, like you get fucking Brenda social media, like fuck you, like just I know something about them, it makes up stuff and like
Yeah, and then like the mugshot that the girls who look like they did not regret it, like they were rightfully like doing something, like probably to defend themselves, and like, oh, this person probably deserved it because look at she's like, you know.
yeah, but it's just like, but then you could say all this stuff and people will agree with you a lot of times, right? Like I don't think people are particular like
Yeah.
most people are not like thin blue line, like blue lives matter people, right? But then you hit a certain point and then crimes kind of come up again, which it's always cyclical, right? Like, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, we can't do anything about the police. The police, they protect us. And it's like, I don't know, like if 5% of what police do is protect you and 95% is graft, corruption, killing dogs, killing people, like black people, like there's a whole list of things that come with I'm not even just saying,
and they get all the money, all the
militarized style of U.S. policing, right? Like,
yeah, conservatives hate unions, but they love the police union, and I'm like, you're hypocrites, as always.
And I also kind of wish that the AFL-CIO would kick out the police union. But anyway, there's but it's like, I don't know, like the whole list of other things. But it's like if 5% of what this style of policing does is protecting you, and then 95% is all this other fucking bullshit. It's like you think that maybe we think about another kind of solution or model, but no.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh, Mom Donnie's for defunding the police. I'm like, Jessica Tisch, and also he's giving more money to the police. What are you talking about? It's like they think that if there's zero crime happening in New York City, it's good. But it's like they'll find like 0.0001% of like a thing happening when millions of people are there, and it's like, come on, people, seriously, crime is still going down in New York City.
Yeah, but he is like, Mamdani was like, because they say that Democrats were going to defund the police. Right? Like, you'd be the most pro-police Democrat. They're like, oh, they want to defund the police. And like, at least Mamdani really was a guy that was like saying shit. Like he apologized for saying that the NYPD was racist, homophobic, and she's like, this is a true statement, dude. Like, what the fuck? Why are you apologizing for that?
Him and AOC are Libras, and we all very like to try to be fair and kind, and then it kind of backfires. But also, we should like more Libras in office.
People understand that this is a toxic political issue. Apart from the morality of it or the ethics, is just it's an issue that like they can't do anything about. Like, it's essentially, and it's like, if you want to do stuff about other things, this is an issue that has to be thrown on the thing. But it's like, it seems like a pretty big fucking issue to whatever.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, oh, we'll defund the police. I'm like, well, what else? What is a catchy slogan? What should we call this like, what do we call it instead of defund the police?
I mean, it should have been called police reform, is what it should have been called. I think defund was actually.
But that's not catchy though. For us, we need something bold. Black Lives Matter, Medicare for all, defund the polipolice. I do think that kind of the idea. We're discussing a lot of stuff here.
I do think the idea of defund the police was. I don't think it was a good slogan.
Yeah.
But still, that's besides the point, right? Like, it's. I don't
change the police. I don't know.
Hope and change the police.
Hope and change.
But yeah, we should probably promo. We should probably promo the tomorrow we are reviewing the new.
Sorry, I'm doing the Emily Blunt noises.
Wait, I had this idea where like I don't know how I would edit it together, but it's the Emily Blunt going, and then the girl from Hereditary going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I remember one time I watched Hereditary, and then I was walking around the house going, and it freaked everyone out. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing Disclosure Day, Discord disclosure. Talking about that, we've all seen it. We're gonna be talking about it. So catch our review 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow.
Yep.
And I don't know. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say.
We talk too much, but that's good. People love us.
Hey, well, we skipped 2 weeks in a row, to be honest.
Yeah, we got to catch up.
All right.
Bye, everyone.